Welcome back into our league studio, everybody. I'm Alex Bastivansky, and this is NOJHL Game Day. On tap for today are some big matchups, and I'm here to get you all set up before the puck drops. So let's get to it. Game Day is brought to you by BrokerLink, auto, home, and business insurance. BrokerLink, life is confusing. Your insurance shouldn't be.
Now it's Pereira, back to the point, to Gray. Gray, head fake, gets the shot to Pereira, he scores! Jax Pereira on the doorstep, and the Voodoos are in flight on Pereira's 17th of the season.
Powassan took the early lead last night in the big showdown for second place with Hearst, and the Voodoos were fired up for this one. Midway through the frame, Pereira nabs his second of the contest to make it a 2-goal advantage, and then in the second, Marcus Kratz goes to work.
Carries the puck out. Marcus Kratz cutting to the middle of the ice. Kratz doing it all alone.
Got it, goal! Oh my, what a hit! Demolished an open ice!
Big save made by Cannerly.
Oh man! Can you believe that? To the front, scores! Just like he can! Stick a fork in him, they're done, ring it up! Zeppeli Dudane! It takes 12 wins as the road to the Centennial Cup and the 2026 NOJHL playoffs are officially underway for Walden. Aidan McCartney out there on the starting forward line with Captain Dax Klinker and the returning Noah Abaflan. His first NOJHL game since 2023 and immediately makes his presence known with a massive hit on Daniel Russo in front. Around the boards it goes for Maverick Boucher. Backhanded out of the zone, just able to avoid the left hand of Abaflan, and he gets decked across the line by Nathan Harper on a delayed offside against the Miners. Here's Sudbury in their own zone up the left side for Mason Walker, who dances in. Walker drop-off pass. Here's a chance for Sudbury, and that one broken up by McInnes. That was Caden DuBroy powering to the net, I believe. Here comes Sudbury. Ty DuBroy pushing it in on the forehand. DuBroy, a Windsor Spitfires draft choice. DuBroy to the line. Long range from Horgan, they score! Tipped in front, it looks like Horgan's shot is gonna be his, and Horgan gets the first goal of the postseason. Sudbury off and running early in the first few minutes of period 2. Arena he calls home. Top of the puck at center, it's getting dropped there is Pichasinski, he was decked. Klinkhammer. Jacobson ready across for Lazarus, now through the middle for Abaflan. Abaflan across the line with McCartney going to the net. Here's Klinkhammer through the middle on the backhand. Great stop made by McInnes, and a penalty coming to Kirkland Lake. From Ty DuBroy at 4:06. And now here comes Sudbury on a turnover. It's Horgan powering to the net, and a great diving play as look out. Isaiah Allen bumping into Horgan, and then Horgan goes crashing into McInnes, and he's down. Isaiah Allen. Allen's been tagged for a hooking call with 2:59 left in the period, so Sudbury's heading to the power play yet again. Band on his pass was looking for a quick tap pass, but he's able to hold the O-zone. Now he throws it across. Picked up by Briar Law from the top of the circle. Spins and fires. Rebound chance. They score! Welcome home, Caden DuBroy on the power play. Makes it 2-0 Sudbury. Quickly thrown across for Horgan yet again. Down near side for Briar Law. Back to Horgan, shy of the line across. Walker wanted the one-timer, throws it across. Here's Briar Law, he scores! Briar Lawn strikes on the power play. Sudbury goes up by 3. 31 seconds into the third. Caden DuBroy, also former member of the Powassan Voodoos. A lot of former Voodoo talent in this series. Here's a long pass and a breakaway for Caden DeBroy, who scores! The former Voodoo goes in flight and cashes in on the breakaway. 4-0 Sudbury as Doobies got a pair. First it was Briar Lawn on the power play, and then Caden DeBroy scoring his second of the night. Here's Antonioni trying to power in. Finn Mantori preventing him from doing that. Antoni walking in on a sharp angle. He scores! Ty DeBroy deflects it in. And the floodgates have indeed opened. Ty DeBroy makes it 5-0. Grant Booth. Turned around the end wall, finds the near standing Dax Klinkhammer, creates room, spins, fires, and scores. That one is going to count. Dax Klinkhammer with a real nice goal on the power play. Sudbury is 3 for 6 on the man advantage, and they officially make it 6-0. Here's Horgan, meanwhile, waiting, taking, that one redirecting wide. Pichasinski doesn't have a right skate blade. He's literally playing on 1 foot. Here's Kane walking in and scoring on the power play and make it 7-0 Sudbury. Well, there's really not much that could happen there for Pichasinski. Losing his skate blade, forced to play on 1 foot. Down low, trading passes with 5, Hickey. Top of the circle, Hill on low. Nice blocker stop made there by Wintle. Hickey. As we're now at 5-on-4, here's Hickey taking a shot. He scores. 5, Hickey. With 1:05 left in the game, breaks the shutout bid and strikes on the power play for the Gold Miners. And the Aiden McCartney penalty does come back to cost the Cubs, although it will not affect the outcome of this game. And Greater Sudbury draws first blood in the best-of-7 series with an emphatic 9-1 win. But Greater Sudbury draws first blood here tonight as they knock off the Gold Miners 9-1.
NOJHL playoff highlights are brought to you by BrokerLink, auto, home, and business insurance. BrokerLink, life is confusing. Your insurance shouldn't be.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
It was Andy Williams who sings "It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year." Clearly, he's never seen playoff hockey. I'm Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Harrison Clements as we get set for Game 1 of the opening round of the NOJHL playoffs between the Powassan Voodoos and the Soo Eagles. Harrison, it's been a crazy ride to this point, but here we are, playoff time.
Well, it's the first day of spring, is the first day of a new season of hockey, essentially, as it is the first full day of multiple teams in action here in the NOJHL playoffs. Yesterday we had just one lone game to kick things off between the Greater Sudbury Cubs and the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners, a 9-1 decision for the Cubs. But today we get the action started here in the Sportsplex. These two teams had faced each other 4 other times before in the regular season, with the Voodoos taking the season series in a 3-1 decision.
Yeah, the Voodoos won here September 13th, 5-1. Then they shut out the Eagles 3-0 October 31st. It was a horror night, I would say, for the Eagles that night. And then November 15th, the Eagles doubled up the Voodoos 4-2 right here at the Sportsplex. And then in February 20th, the Sioux fell 5-1 to Powassan at home at Polar Stadium in Michigan. So maybe home ice advantage for the Voodoos might not be the advantage, as they finished 1-1 this year, as the Eagles got their lone win here. We'll have to see, as Voodoos head coach Peter Goulet, what he does with his lineup against Eagles head coach Jeremy Rebick. The season records had the Voodoos finishing second overall, 36-13, 1-2, whereas the Eagles started out 0-9 on the year, and they finished with a 23-26, 2-1 record for 7th overall. Really, that 0-9 start held them at 7th overall, but don't let that be fooled. They've been one of the hottest teams in the second half of the year, Harrison.
And a lot of that is thanks to the guy in net, Jace Connerly. He has seen the most amount of play time out of any goaltender in the NOJHL this year. The only goaltender to eclipse 2,000 minutes played. He played in 37 games, a 14-18-0-0 record. He has a 405 goals against, an 891, and he has the 5th most amount shots faced at 1,233. He has done everything to help bring his team to this playoff spot they now find themselves in.
Absolutely bonkers numbers for sure. So game 1's tonight, game 2 will be here again tomorrow. Game 3 and game 4 will come Tuesday, March 24th and Wednesday, March 25th in Soo, Michigan. And game 5, if necessary, will be back here again next Friday on the 27th at 7. And then game 6 will be Sunday, March 26th, if necessary, in Soo, Michigan. And game 7 will be Tuesday, March 31st, again, if necessary. But speaking of Captain Justin Russo of the Voodoos, he had this to say coming into the series, and he is back in the lineup. We're very excited to get things started. It's the best time of the year. We can really feel the excitement and support from our fans. We're heading into the playoffs playing some great hockey, and we're hoping to carry that momentum into the postseason. And they have indeed been playing great hockey as they've been on a winning streak heading into the playoffs. However, both these teams are very even. They have a combined 13 players who amassed at least 40 points, Harrison.
And that's the thing about the playoffs. Once you get in there, I wasn't joking about it being a new season. The slate is wiped clean. You have the same amount of goals on. You have the same amount of games played. Everything is in your hands as these two teams are starting to come out on the ice. I talked about the goaltender for the Eagles. I'd like to shine a light on the guy in net for the Powassan Voodoos, Derek Champagne, the netminder with the most wins in the regular season at 20. He had a 27-0-1 record, a 285 goals against, and a 914. A free agent who was picked up by the Voodoos earlier this year, who shone in that preseason game against the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners in New Lisker, and the net's been essentially his, aside from whenever he's found himself out of the lineup due to injury. He has been a force and a welcome addition to this Voodoo squad.
Absolutely, and the Voodoos had to ride him and ride him hard in the second half when Cole Brutenhill joined the battalion due to the injury to Mike McIver. But as we get set here, we'll hear both national anthems as it is Soo, Michigan. As we'll hear from the public address announcer right now.
And his family on the passing of his grandmother. Reaching the incredible milestone of 106 years and 5 months is a remarkable testament to a life well lived, and we join the hockey community in North Bay and Powassan in sending our thoughts and respect to the Dale family during this time. Once a Voodoo, always a Voodoo. We ask you to remove your hats and stand, if you're able, and join Paul Bruno for the presentation of the Canadian National Anthem.
Okay, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose mud stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombers stayed in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see, does that star-spangled banner yet wave in the land of the free and the home of the oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Quand on brosse et porte les veilles, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants stand on God.
Not something we've had here at the Sportsplex since February 15th, the American National Anthem, because that's the last time the Soo Eagles visited the Powassan Sportsplex. The Eagles are paced offensively by Lucas Caulfield, who had 58 points in 50 games, and in Marceau, who's a 32 goal scorer at 53 points in 45 games. Nolan Nemechek, 53 in 49, and Logan Stawinski was up there as well, 45 and 48. The Voodoos on the other side have some heavy hitters, though, Harrison, with Ryan Saginaw also a 35 goal scorer, 74 points. Caleb Dawson, 61. Marcus Kratz, 51 in 48 games. Jax Pereira, 49 in 39. Justin Russo, 48 and 44.
And we look at all that offensive firepower, and every time I see that stat sheet, I can't help but think, what would a full season of Jax Pereira look like if he had spent his time down here in the Voodoos? Either way, a lot of offensive firepower lining up here at center ice. As we like to say, let's do that hockey.
Let's do that hockey indeed, and we are off. The Voodoos in their home greens are going right to left this period, and the Eagles in the road whites are going left to right as quickly into Eagles territory. And the puck rims around on the far side. Benjamin Kupal on the far side got to it. He fell on the puck, and then he got it to Russo. And the shot from Kratz was blocked. Now back to Justin Russo. Carries the puck out front. Russo with a shot. Cannerly makes the early save with the blocker there. Now the Eagles get the puck down the ice. Kratz picks it up at the red line. Kratz back onto the far side for the captain, Russo. Russo will dump that one in. And Kupal going after it. On the near side, we see that line put back together. Bradley, Kupal, and Russo. And now it's up for Nemechek. Nemechek dumped that one in. That'll be a delayed offside, though, so we'll get a first whistle here at 19:11.
Sort of some keys to the game here. If you're the Voodoos, you want to keep passing, keep moving, utilize your speed. They're one of the fastest teams in the league and deadly on the breakout. They need to be able to connect those passes and get the Eagles on their back foot. And they need to watch the other side of things, as we just saw there with a quick rushing play by the Eagles.
Saginaw bouncing puck. He couldn't get a hold of it, so the puck's dumped back into Voodoos territory. Bagley going up against it with Stawinski. Now it's Brown who comes away with it. Devon Brown gets it up for Saginaw. Saginaw's one-touch pass didn't go. Now it's back for Brown, up for Dawson. He gets a piece of it. Siri will chase after it, but it's Huxon. Huxon in his own zone gets it up to Stawinski. Stawinski now through the neutral zone, walks in on the near side. Plays it back to Marceau with a shot. Champagne makes his first stop of the game. Another chance, that one. Champagne got a piece of into the corner. Now it's back, shot towards the net again. Out of play, though, after it hit a body, and we'll get another stoppage here. Almost a minute and a half in. 3 shots on goal combined between the two teams.
And a nice reaction save from Derek Champagne from right in front of his net. And that's something we've seen the Voodoos go back and forth with in effectiveness as the season rounded itself out, is insulating their goaltender and protecting the front of the house. They started to do a much better job towards the end of the season, but still some gaps that the Eagles are trying to take advantage of.
Peterson being knocked out of the face-off dot for Colson Bell. Now it's Owen Head who wins it back. Head who filled in admirably on that line when Justin Russo was out. Now playing with Lefebvre and Anthony Boyes, a former U18 Trapper lineup. The U18 Trappers winning the Great North U18 League last weekend. Hats off to them. Now chasing after it. That'll go for icing as Schneider's first back. Actually, a lot of these players were on the last championship team of those U18 Trappers, so good to see a championship come back to North Bay.
It's nice to see a lot of championship players staying local and moving up the ranks.
U18 Trappers will be heading off to the OHFs here soon, and a lot of them in attendance here tonight. It's one back to Clark. Clark at the point, takes a shot. That one's well wide. Now Schneider will keep it in. Schneider pasted along the boards by Lefebvre. Battling behind the net, it's Gold. Gold tries to get it out front. Now he gets it back to the blue line. Shot from distance. Bell tipped that one wide. Bell behind the net. Trying to walk out front. Bell back to Clark at the point. Clark walking the line, takes a shot that hit a body and went wide as well. Now it's Lefebvre. Lefebvre lost the puck to Bell. Bell tried to get it out front to Peterson, but now it's back for Lefebvre. Lefebvre, he'll flip it down the ice, and we have a Voodoo on the ice, but he gets back up. It's just Sony. Now walking back in is Peterson. Peterson with a shot that hit a body and went wide. Bell again. Back for Peterson. Peterson in the corner. It's been all Eagles here for the past few minutes. Back to the blue line. Miscommunication there as Watson had vacated the line, and now he has to go get it back from his goaltender, Knerly. Watson out from his own zone, playing it down the ice. It's picked up briefly by Kratz, then he lost it. Now Barclay with a good chance gets it back to Kratz. Kratz leading the rush the other way with Roussel. Kratz out front for Zimmer. Zimmer couldn't get his shot away. Not too often you see two defensemen leading the rush like that, but when you have Marcus Kratz and Dylan Roussel, why not? Now it's back for Watson again. Watson, he'll just flip that one in, and Kratz will go pick it up behind his net. Kratz for Burnett. Burnett flips it up for Barclay. Now Barclay with some speed. Barclay lost it. All right, at the blue line. Going the other way now. It's Chico. Lost it. Got it back in. Now playing it around for Barclay. Barclay on the far side. Barclay looking to get the stretch pass to Dawson. Dawson can't get past Siri. Siri lost it because of a good poke by Dawson. Now it's to Bagley on the far side. Bagley threw it towards the net. That one off Knerly and into the corner. Trying to keep it in. That was Zimmer, or rather Pereira. And now the Voodoos will just dump it right back in far side, or on the near side. Siri, he'll play it around. He'll get over to Caulfield. Caulfield with the puck. He lost it. Coming in is Pereira. Pereira picks it up. Pereira out front. Got it to Saginaw. Saginaw with a shot, and that one's blocked. Nemesek with the puck. Plays it back for Siri. Siri gets it out of his zone, and down the ice it goes. Now going for a skate walking in. Couldn't quite get it past Bagley, though, as Bagley will just turn and flip it down the ice. Played into the neutral zone for Clark. Clark, he throws across ice. That's picked up by Bagley, or Bradley. Now again to Pereira. Pereira, he'll flip that one down the ice, and it just bounced away from Saginaw, who will peel off for a change. Now it's Schneider. Schneider, stretch pass up the ice, gets it to his man Clark. Clark taken hard into the boards by Jasoni. Now play into the slot. Could have been dangerous there, but it's picked up by Bradley. Bradley throws that cross ice. It's picked up by Russo. Russo overskated it, and he does a good job to knock the puck away from a good turnover chance there for the Eagles. Now it's Clark. Clark on the far side. Got it to Caulfield. Big hit leveled over there. Now flipping it back in. Russo's going to chase after it. Russo flips it back, gets it to Jasoni. Jasoni tried to skate through two Eagles, but he got it up to Kupal. Now it's Bradley. Bradley walks in. Heath Bradley with a chance. He takes a shot. That one's kicked aside by Knerly. Through the neutral zone now, Marceau. Marceau stops up, takes a shot. That one's well high and over the net. Now it's Russo. Russo throws a hit. And the puck's back into Voodoos territory as Kratz gets it to Bradley. Bradley tried to get through the neutral zone, couldn't. Now it's Kratz chasing back after it into his own zone. Kratz behind his own net. Plays it up. Hoff has it, plays it out front. Now it's picked up by Roussel. Roussel with speed. Roussel through the neutral zone. He has another man with him. Takes the shot. Knerly makes the save, as that was the best looking chance so far for Powassan.
Well, a good defensive play starts things on the rush by Dylan Roussel as he notices the gap in front of the net, picks up that puck, and just turns on the afterburners. The way he's able to accelerate and just create plays with his speed is something that's helped the Voodoos get on the board a lot in the previous season.
Off the draw, it's back to Kratz. Kratz with a shot. Another save made by Knerly. And that one's kicked out of play. 14-11 left on the clock here in this first period.
We've seen Knerly make a lot of impressive saves here in this building, and he's had a pair of solid glove saves. First off Roussel, and then with his defensive partner Kratz. It is quick tonight.
You think these guys are amped up?
Yeah, I would say so. This pace has been incredibly fast.
Kratz, near side for Roussel. Roussel walks in. Roussel with a shot. Rebound chance on the ground. Saved by Knerly. Another chance. Head throws that one on net. And Knerly made a couple of saves on that play.
And the Voodoos can feel the pressure mounting as they've had some extended time here in the Eagle zone. That first rush chance by Roussel, and then Kratz, and then another chance by Roussel with that shot. Just trying to get the puck through traffic, but too many bodies in front to beat Knerly.
Russo in for the draw against Hoff. The Voodoos won it, but the Eagles get the first meaningful possession. They're bouncing out in front of their net, but they get it out. Stawinski sends that one down, and it'll be Kratz going after it. Kratz played it on the near side. It's picked up by Marceau. Marceau rims it around on the far side. It's Huxon. Huxon taken hard into the boards, but it looked like the Voodoo Kupal got the bad end there, and they score! A wicked tip there, and the Eagles are up 1-0 as Logan Stawinski gets his first of the playoffs.
And that's just effective movement in the Voodoo zone by the Eagles. They had much better pressure in the Voodoo zone from the start of the game. A bit of a gap when they were rushing back and forth, and then just too many open players gets the Eagles the first lead of this playoff series.
I don't think I've ever seen a puck change direction quite like that.
It's so hard to stop, especially when you think you're set in position and it just decides, nope, the net is mine.
Gold was well up on the draw. They draw it anyways. Burnett's going to dump that one in, and they'll chase after it. Good little whack on Barclay from Watson. Now it's Barclay battling in the corner. Barclay got around on the near side, but it'll go to Gold. Gold. He'll dump it down the ice, and it's picked up by Bagley. Bagley back to Brown. His pass up the ice, picked off by the Eagles. A little bit too slow to develop. Now it's Gold who dumps it in. Played off, though. Burnett picks it up. Burnett going the other way with Zimmer. Over to the far side for Zimmer, and he'll get a shot away, but it is offside. Gold coming after Zimmer to say something, and now another Eagle coming in there as well, as that was just one of those bang-bang coming over on the offside calls, and the Eagles took exception to it. That was CJ Zaharias.
Well, if you had any questions about how intense this playoff series was going to be, I think we've had some good glimpses into what may develop here. Shots so far, 7-3 in favor of the Voodoos. Of course, the Eagles with that goal on the third shot, still 13 minutes left in the period.
Jasoni off the draw, he'll dump it in, but not far, as the Voodoos try to push it forward. It's Boys. Boys trying to get it out front. That one's picked up by the Eagles. Now Jasoni will send it back for Boys. Boys twisting and turning, gets it to Head in the corner. Head behind the net. Owen Head leaves it back for Gray. Gray, he'll flip it right back in. And now it's to the far side. Jasoni pinching up. He'll poke it into the corner. Now still battling is Lefebvre. Lefebvre comes away with it. Lefebvre. Sharp angle chance. Knurley makes the save. Rebound is there. And still not covered up by the goaltender. Now they say it's loose. And that was a couple of whacks at it there for the Voodoos. They can't get it out though. Boys keeps it in. Dumping it back in is Head. Head trying to play it in deep. Still along the boards. Plays it back to Gray. Gray with a shot from distance. Stopped by Knurley. Rebound there again. And now we see some more rough stuff here as we're going to get our first penalty of the series with Lefebvre on the ground and his helmet off.
And lots of chaos generated in front of the net of Knurley. Voodoo's getting a couple of good chances. Lefebvre with that sort of almost goal line shot that creates some chaos in front. The regain control of the puck. Just some good Voodoo's pressure, just making things uncomfortable for the Eagles, and that tenacity gets them the first power play of the game.
It's going to be Caden Schneider who's going. Justin Russo on the face-off, and it's won back by the Voodoos. No one was there, and now it's a foot rush between Caulfield and Kratz. Caulfield into the corner. Kratz stops up, gets the puck. Kratz still has it, plays it out front. It'll come all the way to the near side for Roussel. Roussel in through the neutral zone, carries the puck in. Roussel cutting to the outside, now back to the inside. Roussel lost it. Boys with a shot. Knurley making a save. And it looks like we have another penalty on the way as well.
And Roussel picks a lane and is able to weave his way through, just finding every single gap. And we're going to have Lucas Caulfield joining his teammate in the box, and that first power play extends to a 5-on-3 with around minute 30 left in the initial penalty.
Voodoos with lots of ice to work out there. If you want to tie it up, I would say now's a pretty good chance. Russo in for the draw again on the near side. And the Eagles win it back. It's picked up, but it's kept in by Kratz only briefly, and the Eagles will send it down the ice. Champagne out to play the puck. He leaves it for Kratz. Kratz in his own zone, going for a skate. Kratz runs into some trouble at the blue line. So do the Voodoos as they can't quite get it in. As now they do. Roussel has it. Roussel walks in. Roussel fires the puck. That one goes wide. Rebound off the end wall. And that goes to Hoff now, who will just dump that one all the way down. Champagne back out to play it again. He'll play it quickly up for Roussel. Roussel walks in, stops up, plays it back to Boys. Boys on the near side wall, walking into Kratz. Kratz at the point, back for Boys. Boys takes the shot, that's blocked. Now the puck knocked away on the far side, but Kratz keeps it in. Kratz walking in. Kratz with a shot, that one through. Travis Kennerly saw that though and made the save. Now the puck dumped down the ice. The Voodoos looking for a change here on their power play. Kratz. As there's a bit of a mix-up at the boards there. Walks in, Kratz. He'll play it around. Now it's Bradley, back for Jasoni. Jasoni in for Dawson. Dawson out front now. Dawson, good chance for Bradley. That was Saginaw, rather. Now Jasoni. Jasoni back for Dawson. Dawson back for Begley. Begley over for Saginaw. Saginaw takes the shot. Another save made by Kennerly. And the puck knocked down the ice. Begley. Less than a minute on both penalties left. As it looks like the Voodoos are going to run out of time on the 5-on-3 here. Begley through the neutral zone. 5-on-4. Saginaw. One of the league's best power plays, 0 for 1 already. Now as Bradley will send it around, and that should end the power play here for Powassan as Dawson has to go back and get it. Dawson near side for Begley. Begley, he'll play it over for Jasoni out of his reach. Jasoni has the puck knocked away from him. Voodoos now 0 for 2 on the power play. Begley got it to Jasoni. Jasoni in his own zone, gets it up for Bradley. It's off his skates. Down the ice it goes. Siri will chase after it, and he'll pick it up. Siri, stretch pass for Nemesek. Now it's to Caulfield. Caulfield walking in. Caulfield to the shot. They score! Lucas Caulfield, that's his first of the playoffs here. It's 2-0 Soo Eagles.
And the Voodoos, they get a couple of good looks at 5-on-3, but have a hard time establishing any real amount of zone presence. And then what looks sort of like a nothing shot, Derek Champagne's not quite set. And it's just a screen shot through the legs. 4 shots on goal to find the back of the net. Things going the Eagles' way here halfway through the first period.
Off the draw now, Brown. Back to Gray. Back for Brown. Down the ice it goes off the tip of Bradley. Now Schneider, who took the initial penalty, plays it up for Bell. Bell to Gray. Gray for to Brown. Brown will dump it in. Now playing it behind the net, that was Schneider. Bradley got to it, threw it out front. No one was there as it bounced through the middle of the ice. Now it's out front. Russo couldn't quite get in the shooting lane. Now it's Gray from distance. That one's blocked. The Voodoos, for their part, have thrown the puck on net. The Eagles are shooting at 50% as a team right now. In baseball, you take those odds. Big hit thrown behind. Kupal got the worst of it, though, as he was on the ice. Now it's Burnett will send it right back in. Delayed offside allows the Eagles to pick it back up. It's Clark now. Clark in his own zone. Down the ice it goes. That'll go all the way on Champagne. Champagne had to be quick and get it to Kratz. Now it's Marceau with a sharp angle chance. That one missed the net. All the way back into the neutral zone. Zaharias over for Watson. Down the ice it goes. Now it's Zimmer in his own zone. Zimmer near side for Roussel. Roussel, quick pass down the ice. Got it to Barclay, and he'll dump it in. Now Kennerly plays it for Watson. Watson to Schneider, to Zaharias. Zaharias in his own zone. Down the ice he goes, flips it cross ice. Burnett thrown to the ice. Zimmer back to Watson with a shot. Champagne saw that one and he gloved that one down. That'll bring us to our mid-period break, and we'll take a quick break and we'll be back on the other side of this.
And while we're rounding out our mid-period break here, let's take a brief look at what's going on around the league. The Espanola Paper Kings are tied up halfway through the first period with the Hearst Lumberjacks. The Sioux Thunderbirds lead 1-0 over the Timmins Rock, and the Greater Sudbury Cubs lead 1-0 over the Kirkland Lakes Gold Miners. So this being the biggest goal disparity so far halfway through the first period as the buzzer sounds and we're about to get back to action. Again, the scoreline 2-0 for the Eagles on 5 shots. The Voodoos have 13 shots on goal so far, but nothing for their efforts.
Jace Kennerly definitely is no stranger to playing big in this barn. We've seen it last year. We've seen it even this year. Derek Champagne, I don't think that's the start he had envisioned for himself, allowing 2 goals on 5 shots. Or the start the Voodoos envisioned either, especially being up on a 5-on-3, looking to tie the game at the time at 1. Now it's Bradley. He couldn't quite get a piece of it, or he did, so no icing. Hoff avoids the check. Now it's Russo on the far side. Playing it back into the middle, and it's going to be Hoff. Hoff through the neutral zone to Stawinski. Stawinski, sharp angle chance. He got the goal scoring started. Now it's Marceau. His shot blocked by Russo. Russo going for a skate, flips it up, gets it to Kupel. Now it's picked up by Brown. Brown gains the red line, takes a shot from distance. Kennerly made the save on that one. Lefebvre chasing after it. It's picked up though by Watson. Watson in his own zone. Plays it near side to Marceau. Marceau, it's out of his reach and Jasoni's, and a roll in for Bagley. Bagley plays it for Jasoni. Jasoni got it off his skate, couldn't get it out. Now it's Head. Head, far side, chasing after it. Clark got to it, now it's Jasoni again. Jasoni, near side for Bagley. Bagley, off the boards, got it to Bradley, and the Voodoos do get it out. Now it's up for Jasoni. Jasoni with some speed, stops up. Jasoni with a shot, that one's blocked. Jasoni, he'll send it back in. The Eagles pick it up. That was Colton Huxon on the far side. Now it's Gray battling with it on the near side. Boys, back for Head. Head, he'll flip it down the ice. And it's Siri who picks it up. Siri got it up the ice, but Boys picks it up in the neutral zone. Boys, he'll skate it back to his own zone. Boys, near side for Gray. Gray, back for Boys. Boys, we'll just throw it cross ice and dump it in. Huxon on the far side. Back for Head. Head will dump it back, but now it hits a body, and coming back in is the Eagles. Another shot. Champagne just got a piece of that one into the corner. Now we're going to say, did that go out of play? I'm not sure. It looked like he was saying hand pass, but I don't know if it was.
A big difference we're seeing between these two teams is on the zone entry. The Voodoos are having to fight to get past the blue line. They're being forced to dump the pucks in a lot. The Eagles are finding a lot of space just walking in, and the Voodoos are giving it to them, allowing shots like we just saw.
Saginaw poked the puck forward, but the wires are crossed there with Dawson. Now the puck back into Voodoos territory. Now it's Kratz. Kratz up for Pereira. Pereira has lots of room to work with. Pereira walking in. Pereira with a shot. Kennerly at the top of his crease makes the save on that one. And we'll get a stoppage here.
And it's not to say the Voodoos haven't had chances. Again, 15 shots on goal with 5:51 remaining in this period, and that's the line that you want out there with Pereira, Dawson, and Saginaw to try and cut the lead in half.
Pereira being shown the door, and now it'll be Saginaw coming in on the faceoff. And it's won easily by the Eagles. That's Provorozniak up for Caulfield to Provorozniak. Good poke there by Roussel, got the puck loose. Now it's Saginaw for Pereira. Pereira walks in, Pereira to the middle of the ice, was looking for Roussel. Puck still lost there. Now it's picked up again by the Eagles the other way. It's off Provorozniak's skate, down the ice. Kratz will pick it up in his own zone, but he lost it. Now battling for it along the end wall. Still battling, puck is loose. Clark gets to it. Clark coming loose. Got it to the half wall, but not very far as Kratz now picks it up. Kratz to Roussel on the far side. Roussel, his pass out of the reach of Saginaw. Now it's Caulfield on the far side to Zaharias. Zaharias going for a skate, carries it in. 5 minutes left, takes a shot from distance, and Champagne makes the save and will cover up.
Couple of miscommunications between the Voodoos here so far. The passes aren't quite making the connections that they need to on the clears. They're getting hemmed in their zone a lot just based off of their inability to make that first pass and get out of the zone.
We saw it a lot down the stretch with the Voodoos. They're more of a second period team than they are a first period team, except for in that game against Hearst, the second last game of the season, but it took them till the midway point to score their first goal against Iroquois Falls. Then the floodgates open. Gold, he'll dump it down the ice. It's picked up now by Brown. Brown to Bagley. Bagley on the far side has to pick up the puck. Now he does. He can't get it out. It's given away. Now the Eagles walking back in. Sharp angle chance turned aside by Champagne, as that one could have been messy. Now it's up for Burnett. Burnett lost it, carrying it in. Flipped back over by Barclay. Still battling on the far side. Puck picked up by the Eagles. That's Colson Bell. Bell through the neutral zone. Bell walks in, his pass back behind. Missed Peterson. Now it's back for Siri in his own zone. Siri down the ice. That'll miss everyone and go into the corner as Champagne had to knock it that way. Marceau couldn't quite get the puck. Now it's picked up by Russo. Russo tried to flip it through the neutral zone. Good poke there by Marceau. Now it's Russo carrying it in himself. Russo takes a hard hit and falls into the boards. He's just coming back from injury. Now we get a bit of a scrum ensuing. And we'll have to see what comes out of this one.
A bit of a tangle up at central ice. And popping up the pucks, and referees sorting out who's going to end up where, and it looks like a draw outside of the Soo Eagles bench is all that will come of this. It's a big hit, sends Justin Russo into the boards.
3:53 remaining in this first period. It's 2-0 Eagles. 15-8 are the shots now in favor of the Voodoos. Off the draw, winning that one cleanly was Hoff. Now it's down the ice for the Eagles. It's past Roussel. Stawinski is going to get to it. Roussel tried to poke at it, lost his stick. Now it's to the near side. Played cross ice. Good chance here for the Eagles. Champagne saw that one all the way, making a glove save on Stawinski. And now Huxon and Kupal mix things up for a second.
The Eagles are doing a really good job of finding space in the Voodoo zone, slipping around the defender, just finding that soft ice and getting themselves open for the pass.
Off the draw, Russo won it to Kratz. Kratz down the ice. His pass was looking for Bradley. It's off the skate of an Eagle player, so no icing. Now it's Siri. Siri will send it around. Bradley got a piece of it, nearly picked it off. Now it's Huxon. Huxon up the ice from Marceau. Marceau in his own zone. It's Aiden Marceau coming down through the ice. Missed a hit there, lined up by Kupal. Now it's Roussel in his own zone. Roussel has the puck, sends it down the ice. That pass blocked off by Siri. And now it's bouncing back into Voodoo's territory. Walking in, Caulfield. Caulfield in the slot. Puck is still loose. Looking for a chance. Caulfield up top. And that one hit iron. The Eagles coming oh so close to a 3-0 lead. Caulfield looking for his second. Now Kupal trying to get a hold of the puck. That one's picked up by Schneider, up for Nemesek. Nemesek in his own zone. He'll dump it in. Provorozniak has it in the corner. 2:30 left in this opening frame. Kratz with the loose puck. Kratz, his pass picked up by Nemesek. Again, Provorozniak. Ice has been tilted for sure, even though the shots say otherwise. Lefebvre with the puck. Down the ice, even his pass nearly picked off there. Now it's Gold walking in. Gold throws it to the middle of the ice. There's a delayed penalty coming to the Voodoos here as Devon Brown knocks his man to the ice. And we'll see the Eagles now, who are already up 2-0 on their first power play.
And that's just missed coverage by Brown as he tangles up his man well before the contact, takes him down. And it's just these defensive lapses that are starting to cause trouble for the Voodoos, and the Eagles are doing an excellent job at seeing those gaps, seeing that space, and generating scoring chances. After that 2-0 goal, the ice has completely been tilted in the Eagles' favor. There hasn't been much of a bright spot, as it looks like we'll actually have some 4-on-4 action.
Alex Provorozniak's going to go too.
It may have been some after whistle discussion or action, and the ice will get a little bit more open here.
Well, we saw the Voodoos with a 5-on-3 power play. The ice was certainly open for that. And they couldn't do much with it at the time. We'll have to see if they change tactics here. Pereira and Saginaw out for the Voodoos. And it's going to be Peterson and Hoff on the other side. Bagley with the puck in his own zone. Bagley He'll flip it down the ice. That one's past Pereira and all the way down into Eagles territory. Now Zaharias with it. Zaharias nearly picked off by Pereira. Puck to the near side. The Eagles get it back out of their zone as Peterson. Peterson up for Zaharias. That one's nearly picked off. Now Peterson picks up the loose puck. Peterson skating in. Puck is left there. Watson gets to it. Now it's Saginaw. Saginaw, he'll poke it down the ice, but it's out of the reach of Pereira, and the Eagles pick it back up. Peterson again. Peterson. He blows a tire. They're looking for a call. Loose puck thrown wide. Kind of hard to call a call when the guy trips on him zone. Now Bagley the other way. Bagley with some space. Bagley walking in. Bagley with a shot. Knerly makes the save as Bagley had the best looking chance for the Voodoos in, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes.
It has been a while, and the seas parted for Bagley to walk right down Main Street. He has some time, but doesn't quite have the aim to beat Knerly as he absorbs that shot with ease.
Minute 5 left on the 4-on-4. Again, 2-0 Eagles lead. Minute 18 left in this first period as well. Rousseau in for the draw for the Voodoos with Caleb Dawson. He has Kratz and Roussel on the back end against Marceau. They're going to show Marceau the gate on that one, so he's going to have to go out for Stawinski. Now it's Rousseau kicking it back for Kratz. Near side to Roussel. Roussel tried to line up the shot. He left it on the ice, so is it stuck there? Rousseau back to Roussel. It's picked up by Marceau. Throwing it cross ice. The Eagles into the Voodoo zone. Flip it in. Roussel. He'll pick it up. He'll throw it to the far side for Kratz. Kratz. Near side, got it to Rousseau. Rousseau pokes to the middle. Rousseau walking in. Rousseau to Dawson with a chance, and he just missed the puck on that one, as he would have had a great chance coming in tight. Puck bouncing now on the far side for Huxon. Flipping it in. It's Roussel. Roussel sends it back for Kratz. 35 seconds left. 20 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Now it's Pereira. Pereira with speed through the neutral zone. Pereira gave it away. Kratz had to come back. Now it's Pereira with some speed again. Pereira back into the offensive zone. Takes a shot. That one, he was looking for the tip perhaps. Went well wide. Now Roussel had to knock Hoff to the ice as Hoff was all over him. 15 seconds left here in this opening frame. Puck down the ice, picked up by Clark. Now it's Boyes. He gets it back to Jasoni. Jasoni gets it to Pereira. Pereira will throw it cross ice. Chasing after it will be Lefebvre with 5 seconds left. That should do it here in this first period. The Eagles winning the first period, 2-0 on that one. Shots on goal, 16-9 after 20 minutes of play. Harrison, your final thoughts before we go to our break.
I mean, it started out fairly evenly matched, lots of solid rushing chances, and the Voodoos got a lot of good looks, especially on that 5-on-3, but they couldn't find the gaps. They couldn't beat Knerly. And the main separation in that period is capitalizing on chances. The Eagles capitalized on the ones that were given to them, whether they were easy or difficult, and the Voodoos just couldn't get it done. You need to capitalize on the chances you're given, and the Voodoos need to start doing that in the second period.
Well, we'll have to see if the Voodoos are able to rebound or if it's going to be all Eagles again in the second period. He's Harrison. I'm Courtney. We'll be back on the other side of this intermission.
And welcome back inside the Powassan Sportsplex. I'm Harrison Clements. With me is Courtney Kenny and our cameraman Mike Brown. And we are here after 20 minutes of play. Soo Eagles leading 2-0 over the Powassan Voodoos with goals from Logan Stawinski and Lucas Caulfield. And one of those came right after the Voodoos had a 5-on-3 power play that they could not convert on. Shot 16-9 in favor of the Voodoos, and they still can't get on the board. But this is not the only game happening tonight around the league, as there is 3 other matchups. The Espanola Paper Kings are tied with the Hearst Lumberjacks after a period of play. The Thunderbirds lead the Rock 1-0 after the same elapsed time. And the Greater Sudbury Cubs, already up 1-0 in their series after last night's victory, are up 1-0 after 20 minutes of play over the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners. So we've had some fast-paced action here, but it's only been the Eagles able to convert so far. Courtney?
Yeah, we'll have to see how the Voodoos respond here in the second period. Again, second seed of Powassan. They lost once at home this year to the Eagles. It was the only loss to the Eagles this year. They won all 3 other matchups, including 1 early in the season here and 2 in Soo, Michigan. The series will shift to Soo, Michigan next week. And if the Eagles win here tonight, Harrison, they've already snatched home ice advantage for the time being away from Powassan.
Something that the Voodoos were so intent on capturing towards the end of the regular season and came down to the wire, but they were able to secure that number 2 spot and to secure this matchup against the Eagles. So we'll have to see what sort of second period both these teams have, as the Voodoos, as you said in the first period, haven't traditionally been a first period team aside from that Hearst Lumberjacks game. So we'll see if the second beyond treats them any better.
Head coach Peter Goulet getting his time with the referees as they came on the ice. He immediately went and stood down on the bench looking to talk to them, and he did get to talk to them. He seemed satisfied with whatever answer he was given. As he's just checking in, I'm sure, and saying, hey, how was your trip to North Bay? Everything good? As we'll see here how things go in the second period. Again, shots on goal 16-9 in favor of the Voodoos, but don't let that fool you. As the scoreboard will indicate, the first period was mostly all Soo Eagles, especially after the mid-period point. The Eagles just controlling as we get set here for period number 2 between the Voodoos and the Eagles. The Voodoos in their home greens are going to be going left to right this period. The Eagles in their home, or the road whites, will be going right to left as we get set here. Again, just getting a few talking points between the referees and the coaching staff. The referees are just over at the Eagles bench talking to head coach Jeremy Rebick. Now they're back talking to Peter Goulet. Now they're at center ice. And one of them's talking to Heath Bradley. So looks like we're just about set here.
Well, there was quite a bit of chippiness as the period escalated. So maybe just sorting out some niceties before we get started here in the second.
It's going to be Captain Justin Russo against Alex Provorozniak of the Eagles to open up the draw. It's going to be Russo who wins the draw back, and it'll be Kratz, but the puck bounces away to him, or to Caulfield. Caulfield into the corner. Kratz taking him hard into the boards. Now it's Roussel. Roussel with some speed. Roussel through the neutral zone. Roussel lost the puck. Now it's back down the ice. Kratz will pick it back up, and he'll get it to Kupal. Kupal walking in. Sharp angle chance. That one's just out of the reach of Kennerly. Now another chance sent wide by Bradley. Kratz, he'll dump it back in. Kupal with it. Kupal in the corner on the far side. Going for a skate, left it for Roussel. Roussel twisting and turning on the far side. Roussel in the corner. Still twisting and turning, back for Kupal. Kupal losing the puck, got it to Rousseau. Now the puck is bouncing and down the ice it goes, but a good bat out of the air by Dylan Roussel. Got it back to Justin Rousseau. Say that 5 times fast. Marcus Kratz back through the ice again. Walking in he goes. That one will go for offside, as the puck was just held up on Kratz, as the Eagles doing what they did well in the first period, and that's clogging up the entry points to their zone.
And once they were in, they kept Roussel to the outside, kept the puck high and away from their goaltender. Aside from a quick shot over, they've been doing an excellent job at keeping the Voodoos to the periphery.
Off the draw, Huxon with the puck now, gets it down for Siri, and they'll dump it into the Voodoo zone. Champagne has to play it as it bounces on him. Bagley got it for Lefebvre, now it's Head. Head with some speed through the neutral zone, he pokes it just a little bit too far ahead of him. And now it's Brown. Got it back into the neutral zone, Lefebvre easily knocked off the puck. Back to the near side, it's Marceau. Marceau with a shot, that one was tipped by Caulfield and went wide. Now the puck back out front, Lefebvre will pick it up. Lefebvre behind his net gets it down the ice for Head. Head gets it out, and that's about as far as he gets it, as it's picked up by Stawinski. And now back for Huxon. Huxon down the ice, he walks in. Walking in, Huxon got the shot away, and that one's stopped by Champagne. The first shot on goal this period going to the Eagles. Now back the other way, it's Peterson. Peterson through the neutral zone. Lost it to Brown. Brown trying to play it off his skate. Finally got it to Bagley. Bagley will bounce it down. And now Dawson will play it off the high stick from Lefebvre. And we'll get a stoppage here.
And again, it's just that space that the Eagles are allowed to take within the Voodoo zone, finding those gaps, finding those shots, creating those awkward bounces in front of the net that are difficult to deal with.
Bell in for the draw against Burnett, or Pereira rather. Now it's Saginaw coming out. Saginaw in for the draw, and the Eagles will win that one. Trying to get it out of the zone, they couldn't. That was the Voodoos. Now they're going to poke it up and out of play. That was just Sony.
So an unexpected update, which is most likely what the discussion was about, is Ethan Hoff has been given a game misconduct for discrimination.
Oh, that could carry a suspension as well.
So that may very well be the discussion at the top of the period.
Interesting. Thanks for the heads up, Harrison. Off the draw, Bell tries to get a shot away. It goes wide. Now it's played out front by the Eagles. Kept in by Clark. Nope, went offside, the linesman says, so we'll get another stoppage here.
And the Eagles not quite finding what they wanted from that play, so puck coming outside of the Voodoo zone. Voodoo's not really winning any of these draws cleanly.
No, that's something they struggled with in the back half of the year, I found, especially when Russo went down with an injury. Easily their best face-off man now is Pereira with some space. Pereira down the ice, had it easily knocked away from him. Now it's Saginaw. Saginaw with a chance. And the net completely knocked off its moorings. The referee says no goal. And the fans here not happy. Neither is Ryan Saginaw, as a golden opportunity taken away by Connerly and a defenseman plowing into him, knocking the net off.
And a great rushing play by the Voodoos. Find the space to find Saginaw. And it feels like things just keep slipping away from the chances that the Voodoos are able to generate.
Now Saginaw did miss where the net was, but still, at that point the net had well moved off of where it was.
He had to aim where it was going to be.
Exactly. Go to where the puck's going, someone famous once said. Don't know who. I think he had an okay career. Some would say great. Roussel in his own zone, playing it up for Burnett. That one's knocked away from him. Now playing it the other way, the Eagles. Got it to Roussel. He tried to knock it down the ice. Now it's Bagley. Back for Roussel. Roussel leaves it for Bagley. That one's off his skates, and he has to chase after it. Bagley, down the ice it goes. Now Burnett is a quick 2-on-1 for the Voodoos. Burnett walking in, Burnett with a shot. That one goes wide. Rebound chance, they score! Pavel Barclay! And the Voodoos are in flight. It's 2-1 on Barclay's first of the playoffs.
Well, that's exactly what you need if you're the Voodoos. You get a solid opportunity on the rush with that dislodged net, and then you find that space, you find that punch forward, and Burnett does an excellent job of burying that puck, just swarming around Connerly, making life difficult for him. We saw a couple of solid chances in the first period, generated by chances from Lefebvre, and now the Voodoos get on the board by crashing the net. You go to the net, and good things can happen.
Now the other way, it's Caulfield. Caulfield overside. Big save, Champagne! Oh my goodness, Derek Champagne coming across with the blocker. on a great chance by the Eagles, looking to counter. Now it's Devin Brown, up for Pereira. Pereira, back for Brown, they'll say it's offside. And we'll get a stoppage there.
And that's the second time this period that we've seen Lucas Caulfield sort of go for that quick hop off the draw. We saw it at the beginning of the period, and it almost pays dividends for the Eagles, if not for the athletic efforts of Derek Champagne.
What a great save. Derek Champagne on that one. Jasoni. I think it's safe to say Derek didn't have the first period he wanted. But man, how many times have we seen him make a save that we thought would be impossible like that this year. Marceau now on the near side. Down the ice is Peterson. Peterson walking in. Knocked off the puck by Jasoni. Puck bouncing in front. And we'll get another stoppage here as it looks like a penalty's coming for high sticking. I just missed 2-4. It looks like Kupal's going to go. So the Eagles will get a power play here.
The Voodoos had taken one penalty technically earlier as Devin Brown went off to the box, and that helped create 4-on-4 with Powassan. But this will be the Eagles' first true power play of the game.
Rousseau in for the draw against Caulfield. Off the draw, Stawinski. Back for Siri. Siri on the near side wall. Siri trying to get a shot away. That one's blocked by Devin Brown. Now it's down the ice. Siri in his own zone. Got it up for Caulfield. Caulfield now through the neutral zone. Walks in. Plays it to Powassan. Powassan knocked off the puck. Back to the blue line. It's Caulfield again trying to get a shot away, but a good lift of the stick by Rousseau. Knocked that one away, and now the shot does come, but it goes out of play.
And this is the regular season best penalty kill of the Voodoos. They operated at 83.6%, an impressive level to the Soo Eagles' 18.3 effectiveness on the power play for 8th in the league.
Now Caulfield being asked to leave the face-off dot for Powassan against Rousseau. And it's won by the Eagles. Stawinski walking in. Stawinski with a chance. He scores. Logan Stawinski gets his second of the game. It's now a 3-1 game on the power play.
And Stawinski just finds that extra bit of space, is able to dodge the defender, and gets a clean look to beat Champagne on the glove side.
Just when it felt like the Voodoos were snatching some momentum back, it snatched right back to the Eagles. After a great goal by the Voodoos and an even bigger save by Champagne, all for naught, as now it's back to a 2-goal deficit as Stawinski gets his second of the game. Waiting for the draw, it's Colson Bell against Owen Head. Puck one back for Kratz. Kratz plays it up for Lefebvre. It bounces away from him. Down the ice it goes. Watson tried to fake him out. He did. Now it's Head. Head plays it back to Roussel. Roussel gets around his man, cutting to the middle. Roussel. Sharp angle chance. Canurley made the save. Rebounds there, but it's covered up by the goaltender. And we'll get a stoppage here.
So shots now 18-12. Goals 3-1 for the Eagles. And Eagles finding the gaps, finding those shots on net, and just finding a way through the penalty kill of the Voodoos. Voodoos need to take it and move on and regroup and start playing their game, because they're countering, they're reacting a lot, they're not driving play.
What's concerning is that was that's the second wide open chance they've given up, albeit with the man advantage on that one in this period, as the puck is knocked out of play by the Voodoos into the Eagles bench. So that's where it gets concerning. It's for me anyways.
It's the clean looks, it's the disorganization, it's the gap control, it's all those open lanes that the Eagles are just, they're reading a map of and cutting a lane through.
Off the draw, Kratz tries to power his way through. Now it's Head, and a puck comes out, but it's quickly back into the Voodoos zone. Now they'll say it's offside against the Eagles. And we'll get another stoppage here. A lot of start-stop here now in the second period.
That first period was fairly free-flowing through the first half or so until the penalties start to pile in.
15:20 on the clock here. Pavel Barclay, the goal scorer for the Voodoos, in for the draw at the Voodoos blue line, or the Eagles blue line rather. Now it's Burnett on the far side. Burnett poking it forward. It's picked up though by Schneider. Schneider got it to Chico. Chico on the near side plays it back. Now down the ice it goes for the Eagles. That will miss its intended target of Gold, but he'll beat out the icing. He tried to poke it out front. Now it's picked up by Jasoni. Zimmer couldn't get it out. Schneider keeps it in. Now it's played back in by Bell to Gold. Still battling behind the Voodoos net. Burnett tries to box his man out and is picked up by Barclay. Barclay down the ice, his pass out of the reach of Bruce Gray, and Schneider will get it in his own zone. Coming back in now. Big hit thrown by Rousseau. Bradley tried to cut to the middle and get it to Barclay. Now it's for Bagley in the neutral zone. Bagley, he'll dump it right back in, and that'll roll in on Kennerly. Kennerly's just going to cover things up, and we'll get a stoppage here.
Russo had a beat on that hit right off the bench. He saw the puck, he saw the opportunity, and playing the body generated the play, and it's something that line is so good at doing, is using that physicality to wear down opponents and create turnovers in the offensive zone.
Russo being asked to leave the face-off dot for Bradley. We've seen that for both teams a lot tonight, but Bradley wins it back for Brown. Brown will dump it in, and chasing around on the near side, it'll come to Kupal. Kupal gets thrown into the boards. Bagley takes a shot. That one's blocked by Russo. Now it's Kupal on the far side, or coming in, got the backhand away, and that one's blocked by Kennerly. Now Walsh gets it out. Bagley, he'll try to dump it back in. Now it's Kupal. Kupal plays it out front, hit a body in front, rolled in on Kennerly, and now the Eagles try to get it back out. Kupal blowing a tire, but he got it in for Bradley. Bradley, he's knocked down, and now the puck comes out. A big hit thrown by Kupal. Oh my goodness, seismic by Benjamin Kupal. Now Russo in on the half wall. Back for Bagley. Bagley, he's going to throw that one in off the end boards. Nemesek on the far side. Kupal, a one-man wrecking crew, got it again. Now it's thrown back in, kicked aside by Kennerly. The 21st shot on goal by the Voodoos so far. Now the other way. Bagley up for Kupal. Kupal has it at the blue line. He'll just try and feather it forward to Bradley. Now Bagley does, and that'll go for a delayed offside, so the Voodoos had to check back for a moment. Now it's going to be the other way. Brown back for Kupal again. Kupal walking in. Kupal up for Pereira. Pereira cross ice. It's rolling at the net. It just goes wide. That one hit a body, and the defenseman nearly knocked it in his own net. Marceau. Far side on the attack now. Marceau. Sharp angle chance. Champagne saw that, and he'll cover up. And now we have a late whistle on that, and some more rough stuff.
And what
after the whistle, sorry.
What a shift from that line of Rousseau, Kupal, and Bradley. That's exactly what you want out of a heavy checking line. Just wear them down, create those opportunities, and we saw the effect of it. Once you lay those hits, once you make them feel it a bit, the space starts to open up a bit more. And a couple of good looks from the captain's line.
Now off the draw, Roussel got it to Saginaw. Back to Dawson, now it's Saginaw. He's going to try and chip it back in. Puck at the blue line, back in the Voodoo zone, Pereira. This line has been absolutely shut down this game. Now a sharp angle chance, another angle chance again by the Eagles. And now we're going to see a penalty called against the Voodoos on a play behind the Voodoos net. Again, this line has been shut down to this point, and now they've given up a penalty. The Eagles are already 1-for-1 on the man advantage as Jax Pereira is going to go.
So, a couple of good looks just along the goal line right beside the net. And I didn't quite see what the call against Pereira was. But either way, that effective Eagles power play gets another crack at it.
Russo lost the draw. It's back for Siri. Siri to Stawinski, who scored 2 of the 3 goals so far. Plays it to Provorozniak. Now to Siri on the near side. Siri, sharp angle chance. Puck was still sitting there. Stopped by Champagne. Another chance out front. Champagne makes another big save. And some more heavy stuff after the whistle as Nemasek's down on the ice. And he's going to get back up now. But Derek Champagne coming up big on that one.
Champagne using his pads, tracking those shots, those players behind the net. Just trying to stay on top of everything. And an excellent clear in front of the net for the Voodoos by Braden Begley. Just a wrecking ball in front of Derek Champagne.
Yeah, he's a big boy. I wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alleyway, that's for sure. The Voodoos defense is mobile, but it also has size. Off the draw, Stawinski back for Siri. Siri nearly lost it to Russo. Now it's Brown who gets it up to Russo. It's knocked away from him, though. And Siri tries to get it back down the ice. He does. Now coming back in on the counterattack. It's the Eagles walking in, taking the shot. That one missed the net. Siri battling with Russo. Russo pushing it forward, comes away with it. Russo, though, lost it to Gold. Minute 15 left on the man advantage. Dawson on the far side, battling with his man. Povorozniak's going to get in and get around Brown. Povorozniak still on the far side with the puck at the half wall. Povorozniak looking through his options. Plays it back to Gold. Now Povorozniak again. Back for Gold. A little bit of a wire cross there, but the Eagles still pick it back up, knocking the stick out of Brown's hands. Now on the near side, Stawinski. Stawinski far side. Good poke by Dawson. Stop that one. Puck comes to the near side. It's blocked by the Voodoos. Puck in front of Champagne's net, and he'll just cover things up and get a stoppage here with 45 seconds left on the man advantage.
The Eagles trying to rim the puck around the outside, get those shots on net and play off the rebound. The Voodoos doing a much better job on this penalty kill of insulating their goaltender, hopping on top of those rebounds and making sure that more time is spent on the outside of the zone. It's working out a lot better for them with 45 seconds left.
Off the draw, Head wins it back. Jasoni, now it's Head. He'll send it down the ice and chase after it, but Huxon will get to it first. Now it's Head. Head in the Eagles zone. Owen Head. He'll just dump it right back in. He had boys, but opted for the safe play. 30 seconds left on the man advantage. 11 minutes left here in the second period. 3-1 Eagles lead. Shots on goal, 21-17 in favor of the Voodoos. Now it's Huxon knocking that one in. Jasoni chasing after it on the far side. It's picked up by the Eagles. Head comes in for support. Head flips it right back down the ice, and now it hits someone on the Eagles bench, so we'll get a stoppage here with 12 seconds left on the man advantage.
And a great play by Owen Head. Just chases the puck down the ice. He doesn't quite find his man, but he holds up in the Eagle zone, forces them to fight for the puck, dumps it in, kills precious seconds. A really great heads-up play by Owen.
Head in for the draw again against Peterson. Head wins it back. Now Peterson gets to it. Back to the blue line for Watson. Peterson on the far side. Peterson off the sidewall, near side. We're back to 5-on-5 with 1 second left. Never mind. As
So
the
close.
puck comes out of play.
And a much better looking penalty kill from the Voodoos. Getting the sticks in the lanes, just doing the simple things right, and that's starting to pay off for them. You can generate a lot of momentum off of a penalty kill, and this game has been nothing but momentum swings.
Off the draw, we're back to 5-on-5. The Voodoos kill the penalty. Boys can't get it out of his zone, though. Gray on the near side, battling with it. Now it comes loose to the Eagles. Back out front, good chance. Shot on goal there, hit a body and went wide. Now back to the point, another block, and a good chance here for Lefebvre the other way. It's a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Jesse Lefebvre throws it towards the net. Connerly made the save. Now down the other way, the Eagles, Marceau. Looking all sorts of awkward on that play as he jumped up to try and get the puck, and they'll say that's an offside against the Eagles. 10:08 left here in the second period.
We've seen Jesse Lefebvre create quite a few of those chances up the wing, just finding that quick poke, using his speed, using a bit of space. Nothing's quite come of it yet, but another solid look off the rush for the Voodoos, and that's where they've generated most of their offense, is trying to find those odd man rushes, trying to find those off-player advantages.
Barclay off the draw. It's won by the Eagles with Huxon in his own zone. Huxon with Zimmer right on him. Now it's picked up by Burnett. Lost though to Siri. Siri lost it to Barclay, and Barclay battling in the corner. Barclay still in there. Got it to Burnett. Burnett pokes it back to Barclay. Barclay still battling in the corner now. The puck comes loose and it's picked up by the Eagles, and they're going to get it out. Walsh couldn't hold on to it. Now the puck will roll in on Cannerly, and Huxon will get to it. Huxon in his own zone, dumps it down the ice, picked off by Roussel. Roussel now walking in. They'll say that's offside, as that was another bang-bang play, and that'll bring us to our mid-period break on an offside on Dylan Roussel.
As we come out of this mid-period break, let's take a quick look. Espanola and Hearst are now tied at 1 goal each halfway through the second. The Sioux Thunderbirds are still leading 1-0 halfway through their second period, and the Greater Sudbury Cubs have extended their lead now to 3-0 over the Gold Miners with 4:30 left in the second period.
Getting set now for the draw at the Eagles blue line right in front of the Voodoos bench. Bagley talking to the referee about something before we get going. And the referee's also talking to the Eagles bench now as well, a referee and a linesman over there. Ethan Hoff has been shown the gate in this one as well from the Eagles. But it's the Eagles with the advantage, 3-1, halfway through this game. Off the draw. The Eagles win it cleanly and get it down the ice. Provorozniak with a chance. He put that one high and over the net as the puck bounced off the end board. And we'll get a stoppage because of that.
We've seen the Eagles go for that play a couple of times tonight, just hitting that timing really well where they get their F1 in, chasing down the puck, beating the icing, and trying to get that short side angle on Derek Champagne.
Off the draw now, it's Pereira against Provorozniak. It's won back by the Eagles. Clark takes a shot. Champagne saw that one, making the save. I'd be very curious to see what the face-off numbers in this game are between the two teams, because it's got to be in the 80% win rate right now for the Eagles.
The Eagles have been winning everything, especially in the O-zone, just creating those chances and getting those shots off quickly. Provorozniak and Caulfield almost connected for a nice win and then tip right in front of Champagne. Caulfield went completely undetected.
We're seeing a new look line here as they brought back the Trappers line from early in the season between Russo, Lefebvre, and Dawson. As we saw Saginaw and Pereira taking off the ice, Dawson playing on the far side. Bagley throws it to the near side. Lefebvre chasing after it. Lefebvre chips it down the ice. That'll go for icing against the Voodoos. No, they say it's good. Now it's Dawson on the far side. Dawson plays it back to the blue line. It's knocked away from Brown, knocking it back in, but picked up by the Eagles as Provorozniak gets to it. Provorozniak to the outside. Tried to cut to the middle, but Bagley knocked that one away. Now battling on the half wall. Still battling. Bagley takes his man down. And now it's to Lefebvre. Lefebvre flipping it down the ice. Got it to Brown. Brown throws it to the middle of the ice. It's picked up by Dawson. He had it knocked away from him. Now it's Russo. Russo feathers that one in and can't quite get it. Now it'll go for icing. Caulfield coming in. It'll be in on Champagne. He'll just cover up. And we'll get a stoppage here as that new look line didn't get much of anything going. So now Pereira, Saginaw, and Boys will come out here.
And an interesting shift. It's been basically since Jax Pereira came back to the team that we've had that line of Pereira, Saginaw, and Dawson. This is the first time that shift has happened in that time frame.
I don't know if I would have broken up the line, that line of Russo, Bradley and Kupal, but I'm not the coach, and I'm not very good with X's and O's either, so. That line's looked good for the Voodoos so far. Now Saginaw in a foot race with Watson. That'll go all the way down the ice. Saginaw beats out the icing, though. Saginaw out front for Boys. Big save made by Knerly. Still battling on the near side. Boys taking to the ice. Saginaw comes in, and now it's knocked off Pereira's skate. Boys picks it up. Boys skating past it. Now it's picked up by Pereira. Pereira tried to poke it to the middle of the ice, and is picked up the other way by the Eagles. Gold walking in. Gold. Sharp angle chance, threw it towards the front of the net. No one was there. Now it's Bell. Bell lost it to Gray. Gray will send it down the ice. That is too many men, and there's no call coming. Saginaw now walking in. That's about as egregious as it was in the gold medal game, aside from playing it. Now Pereira still battling for it. Puck comes loose, and down the ice it goes. Jasoni chasing after it. Jasoni gains it, sends it in. Pereira tips it. And now we'll get a stoppage here on a high stick.
And I don't know how the contact and the sticks, and then I'm a little perplexed by that line change. Nonetheless, the Voodoos end up in the Eagles zone after a good look by that newly assembled line with Boys and Saginaw.
Kupal with a shot off the draw, and Knerly gets that one, covers that one up. And we'll get a stoppage here. So we see this line reunited with Owen Head, as it was through the last couple of weeks of the regular season. Head to Kupal on the far side. Now Head picks it up. Head twisting and turning. Still battling for it. Owen Head comes loose. Head in the corner. Head creating some space. Nearly lost it though, and he does. 6:50 left. Marceau with it in his own zone. He'll flip it down the ice, and that'll get over everyone's head. Now it's Roussel in his own zone. Roussel leaves it for Kratz. Kratz. He lost it. Kratz out front. Good chance. Big save again. Champagne. Now it's Roussel. Roussel behind his own net. Plays it down the ice. Tape to Peterson. Peterson will carry it back in. Stawinski walking in. Good chance on the rebound. And they couldn't get a shot away. Now it's Kratz leading the rush the other way. Kratz gets around his man. Got it to Kupal. Kupal, sharp angle, threw it towards the net. Now we have a delayed penalty coming to the Eagles here, as that's going to be blown dead. Stawinski. And we'll see the penalty here for holding. And if I'm Jace Knerly, I'm going to tell my defenseman, stop coming at me so fast.
It's good to get back and help your goaltender. It's not a great plan to come back and take him out of the play, as Voodoos with another golden opportunity there, and they'll get another golden opportunity here on the power play. Unsuccessful on their first attempts, including a 5-on-3, hoping to make right by this one.
6:05 left in the second period. 3-1 Eagles lead. Bradley wins the draw to Jasoni. Back for Bagley. Bagley had the puck knocked away from him. He stands up his man at the blue line, and now it comes out, so the Voodoos will have to reassess now, as Jasoni can't get a hold of it. Jasoni lost it to Powassan. Now it's flipped in, and Bagley will play it. Bagley up for Saginaw. Saginaw with some room to work with through the neutral zone. Saginaw cuts to the middle, lost the puck. Bradley on the ice as well. Dawson tried to get a hold of it. Now it's Powassan back one-on-one with Bagley. Powassan cutting to the middle. Good chance there. Couldn't get a shot away. And Bagley kept the puck in. If we're going to talk about good chances, it's 1-0 Eagles on this power play now. Bagley from his own zone to Dawson on the far side. Dawson walking in. Near side to Bradley. Bradley back over for Saginaw. That one bounced away from him. Saginaw walks in. Saginaw with a shot. That one's blocked by Knerly. Now Caulfield to it. Caulfield, he'll dump that one down, and the Voodoos will go for a change, as well as the Eagles. As Champagne's out to play it, he'll leave it for Bagley. Bagley behind his net, looking through his options, letting his mates get set up. Now it's Roussel. Roussel to the near side for Pereira. Pereira walking in. Pereira cutting to the middle, getting a shot, or getting a pass out, but now it's picked up by the Eagles and going the other way. Chico walking in. That was offside, and now it's Pereira. Back for Roussel. Roussel, his pass back for Pereira, missed the mark. 4:30 left. Kratz for Russo. Russo nearly overskated it. Now it's Russo getting it down the ice for Pereira. Pereira cutting to the middle. Pereira leaving it for Kratz. Kratz with a shot. That one hit a body and goes wide. Now Boys on the far side. The puck comes out. Boys near side for Russo. Russo back for Kratz. Kratz going for a skate. Leaving it for Pereira. Pereira for Roussel. Roussel walking to the middle. Takes the shot. That one hit a body and went wide. The Voodoos are 0 for 3 on the power play.
And a rough start to that one. The defenders on that unit, Begley and Jasoni, couldn't quite wrangle the puck at the blue line, get pressed in their own end, and the Eagles just keep their foot on the gas. Second unit coming out seemed to do a little bit better, but still nothing doing for the Voodoos. Just the wire seemed a little bit crossed on the zone entry and getting set up.
4:03 left in the second. You're running out of real estate here in this game for the Voodoos. Now it's Barclay with a shot as he turned quickly on that loose puck. And Connerly made the save on that. Marceau. Down the ice it goes. Now it's Peterson. Back up for Barclay. Barclay. Far side for Zimmer. That one's out of his reach. Now it's picked up by Burnett. He'll dump it in. And it's Zimmer. Zimmer back to the blue line. It's Gray. Gray. His shot missing the net. Still battling for it. Puck is up and out of play. And we'll get a stoppage here with 3:31 left.
For those keeping track at home, shots 26-19 still in favor of the Voodoos, but not reflective on the scoreboard as the Eagles have done an excellent job on all ends of the ice at keeping the puck out of their net.
Russo never put his stick down on the ice, trying to get away with one there, so he's going to be shown out of the face-off dot. Now it's Lefebvre. Lefebvre lost that draw to Peterson. Now it's on to the far side for Stawinski. He can't get it out as Russo gets to it. Tipped on net by Dawson. Connerly saw that one and made the save. Another stoppage and offensive zone draw for the Voodoos.
And nice little shifting play, trying to get a little bit of traffic in front of Connerly. Go for the tip. Doesn't get quite enough meat on it to beat him, but a good play to try and get another chance for the Voodoos.
Russo for the draw. Got it to Dawson. Dawson on the far side. Dawson, sharp angle chance. Where is it? And that's another save made by Connerly, as you never know when the puck is on the goal line like that.
And that was sort of an awkward situation. It looked like Dawson tried to almost bank it in off the back of the Eagles netminder. This line getting a little creative here. That tip chance before, and then Dawson behind the net.
Russo in for the draw again against Peterson. And they'll say Peterson. Time to go out for Stawinski now. And it's won again by the Voodoos, but the Eagles really get the first good opportunity. Now it's the Voodoos with Dawson throwing that one wide. Back to the point for Kratz. Kratz will send that one in off the end wall. Stawinski's there to get the loose puck and send it down the ice for Peterson. Peterson cutting to the outside. His chance blocked aside by Champagne, and we'll get a stoppage here as the puck goes out of play.
The Voodoos trying to throw a couple more pucks towards the net, but it just ends up sending the Eagles on the rush, and they're able to gather in numbers. A 3-on-2 developing. Just the timing wasn't quite right for the Eagles forwards to execute.
Owen Head against Colson Bell on this draw to the near side, the glove hand side of Champagne's net. Head kicks it back for Roussel. Roussel with some speed. Roussel now through the neutral zone, gets it up for Bradley. Bradley lost it, caning the blue line, and we'll say offside against the Voodoos. And we'll get a stoppage here on the offside call.
These whistles, these offsides, they're starting to cost the Voodoos chances. They're either a step before or a step behind. Again, communication seems to be a main sticking factor with the guys in green tonight.
Gold against Head on this draw. It's won back by Gold. Now Watson down the ice, got it to his man and tipped in. Now Roussel will pick it up and send it around for Bradley. Bradley Up for Kupal. Kupal walking in. Kupal tried to get it towards the net. That one hit a body and went wide. Now on the near side, they're going to say penalty against the Voodoos here on Kupal for tripping. And that one right in front of the referee. Both referees put up their arms on that, and then we get some rough stuff after the whistle. And Kupal just went right over, didn't even need a talking to.
Well, you say an offside kills momentum. Taking a penalty when you're down 2 goals certainly isn't going to help matters. As the Voodoos once again put on the back foot. They did a good job at killing off the last attempt, but again, you don't want to have to rely on your penalty killers. Justin Russo playing heavy minutes as he usually does on the penalty kill, power play, 5-on-5. It starts to wear on you, and this is only game 1.
Well, if there's a silver lining to it, it's that Russo hasn't played in about 3 weeks. So if someone has the lungs to do it. However, again, game 1 of a series, and you're playing these kind of minutes. Game 2 goes tomorrow. Down the ice it goes. The Voodoos will pick it up. Bagley will send it right back down where it came from. And 30 seconds gone on the power play already. Far side, Nemesek with it for Provorozniak. Now to Caulfield. Caulfield back to Provorozniak. On the near side, Voodoos will get to it. That's Brown, and he'll send it all the way down the ice again. Minute 15 now on the man advantage. Stawinski with it in his own zone. Stawinski through the neutral zone. Got some speed to get around Pereira, but now his pass back to almost no one, and Caulfield is there. Stawinski back out front, good chance, and they threw that one behind the net. Now the puck comes out to Pereira, and the Eagles were looking for a hand pass. Pereira gets it down the ice, he has it to Dawson. Dawson in alone. Dawson saved by an early rebound, he scores! Caleb Dawson, it's 3-2! As Dawson gets his first of the playoffs.
What a heads-up play by Jax Pereira to make the play at the blue line. See Caleb Dawson, and then Dawson able to get the not ideal pass within his skates and then get that step as soon as the puck is in front of him. Following the shot, following the play, following the rebound, and a much-needed short-handed goal for the Voodoos forward. 52 seconds still left in the penalty.
Short-handed, as you mentioned, Knerly made the first save, the key save, but the rebound found Dawson almost tape to tape, and now Bagley is able to send the puck back down the ice. 30 seconds left on the man advantage. It's Watson. Now on the near or far side is Huxon. Huxon, he'll dump that one in. Bagley chasing after it. Back for Peterson. Now Huxon has it. Huxon with some space, far side. Shot back towards the middle of the ice and is picked off by the Eagles again. Rebound, they score on the power play. Andon Marceau gets his first of the playoffs and gives a taunt to the crowd. It's now 4-2.
And a brutal sequence of events for the Voodoos. They get the shorthanded goal, and then seconds later can't quite clear the zone and is back to a 2-goal deficit. Again, just swings in momentum here in Powassan. 40.5 left in the second period.
Russo off the draw. Peterson wins it back. And now the Eagles trying to get going again as Peterson walking in. Peterson shot well above the net. The rebound comes to the blue line. And now it's played back in by the Eagles. Marceau. Marceau plays it out front, lost it to Dawson. Dawson down for Lefebvre. That one missed him. Now it's back the other way. Peterson lost it to Stawinski, and they're going to say that one hit an Eagle, so that'll go for offside. And we'll get a stoppage here. Shots on goal, 30-20. 4-2 though for the Eagles with 14.5 seconds left on the clock.
And the Voodoos in the regular season had 8 shorthanded goals for. Meanwhile, the Eagles had 8 against.
Dumping it in. Kratz will play it into the corner. And now the puck is loose back to the point. And it's out. That'll do it here for the second period. 4-2 Eagles lead after 40 minutes of play. And the Voodoos, who had the best penalty kill in the regular season, have not had a good penalty kill here to start the playoffs. And that's been the difference so far.
It has been 2 goals for the Eagles. The difference maker in the Voodoos power play has not been able to find any sort of connection. That 5-on-3 and then the 5-on-4 in this second period. They found ways to push back, but you give these Eagles a centimeter, they're going to take a mile, and it's going to be an exciting third period. Shots 30-20, score 4-2. I'm Harrison. He's Courtney. We'll be back right after this. And welcome back to the Powassan Sportsplex. I'm Harrison. With me is Courtney Kenny and our wonderful cameraman, Mike Brown. We welcome you to an exciting game. 4-2 the scoreline for the Soo Eagles currently, but there's 3 other exciting games around the NOJHL this evening. Let's take a look. Up 2-1 over Hearst is the Espanola Paper Kings. Just over a minute into the third period. A tie game at the end of 2 between the Soo Thunderbirds and the Timmins Rock. And then the Greater Sudbury Cubs still lead 3-0 over the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners 5 minutes into the third period of that game. And the Cubs and Gold Miners being the only team to play before tonight, the Cubs leading 1-0. So the difference in this game, special teams, special teams, special teams. The Eagles are 2 for 3 on the power play, while the Powassan Voodoos are 0 for 3. They have had equal opportunity, including some time at 4-on-4, but it's been the Eagles who have taken advantage of those chances. Shots 30-20 in favor of the Voodoos as things come out. Courtney, what have you been seeing tonight?
I've been seeing a lot of great play by the Soo Eagles and not as much great play by the Powassan Voodoos in my scientific assessment of that. The Eagles are doing a great job of clogging things up at the blue line. The Voodoos having a tough time of penetrating into the Eagles end unless it is a break or a rush. We saw Caleb Dawson's goal on a rush. We saw Pavel Barclay score because of a rush attempt as well, really, with the Eagles doing them a favor and rushing their own net, whereas the Eagles are just getting clean look after clean look after clean look at Derek Champagne, and the Voodoos have kind of hung out their veteran netminder out to dry so far in this game, especially on the power play opportunities. The biggest thing is how the next goal, if Powassan scores the next goal, how the Eagles and Voodoos both respond after that, as both times the Voodoos have given up either a grade A chance or a goal seconds after scoring a goal, Harrison.
It truly has been swings of momentum here with the Eagles opening up at the first 2, then Voodoos, Eagles, Voodoos. Eagles has been the tail of the tape so far. Staying out of the box and making that first pass for the Voodoos is going to be key. Just making those breakouts clean and finding those chances. Otherwise, the Eagles will shut you down and run away with it.
The Eagles in their road whites are going left to right this period. The Voodoos in their home greens are going right to left. Alex Powassan with the puck sends it back to his own zone. And now it's held up by the linesman. Anthony Boyes plays it to Saginaw. And it's back out front now for Caulfield. Caulfield walking in. Caulfield with a shot. That one's off the Zamboni door. Another shot from distance, but it's kept in as it rimmed around to the blue line. Now Zaharias pinching in. Tries to get it from Boyes. Picks up to Pereira. For Roussel. Roussel to Pereira. Pereira. Far side for Saginaw. Saginaw with a sharp angle chance. And that one hit Kennerly and went wide. Now Saginaw on the near side. Saginaw. His shot. Well high of the net and out of play. So we'll get a stoppage here.
Voodoos having their shifting of lines, as we noted in the second period, as we see that Trappers line take to the ice of Rousseau, Dawson, and Lefebvre. So it's been quite a shift as that Pereira-Dawson pairing has been quite effective along with Ryan Saginaw.
Off the draw, Dawson with a chance, and that one's kicked aside by Kennerly as well. Now it's Rousseau again out front, got it to Lefebvre. Lefebvre tried to poke it to the near side, and it's picked up by the Eagles, and away they go. Into the Voodoo zone, Bagley battling with his man. Now it's to the near side for Marceau. Marceau, who got the most recent goal. Now it's Siri with a shot from distance, and Champagne saw that one, making the glove save, and we'll get a stoppage here.
And we've seen quite a few sneaky plays by Eagles in this game, and the latest coming from, I believe it was Peterson, right in front of Derek Champagne. We saw one earlier from Pavel Rosniak, just going for that tip and not a lot of contest in front.
Off the draw, Marceau won it back to Siri, but he couldn't hold the line. Bradley was on him. Now it's a delayed offside against the Eagles, so the Voodoos can regroup. Gray with the puck, has it, carries it out from behind his own net. Gray down the ice was looking for Kupal. Kupal and Barclay. They have it in. Now a glove of Siri covered up the puck and carried it into the corner. No call. Gray back in now. Marceau, he'll dump it down the ice. And Barclay got it. Knocked it down at the Eagles bench. Huxon with the puck on the far end. Plays it around. Siri. Got it. Kupal. Whacking at it. Now he has the puck trying to make it settle down. Kupal. Into the corner. Leaves it for Head. Head. Far side for Kratz. That one pops away from him. Kratz trying to throw it in deep. That'll be a penalty against the Eagles here. As now the Voodoos will get another power play opportunity. And if you're going to score on one, sooner rather than later is the name of the game.
Well, it's still 17:59 left in the period. It's just kicked off, and the Voodoos had a couple of good looks, but outside of that, they've had trouble establishing themselves in the zone, moving the puck around well, and jumping on those rebounds. It almost feels now or never to claw your way back in.
Rousseau in for the draw. It's one back for Roussel, hops away from him, but Kratz is there. Kratz walking the line. Leaves it for Pereira. Pereira walking to the middle of the ice, takes a shot. Cannerly blocked that one down. Now it's Roussel. Roussel back for Kratz. Kratz trying to get a shot away. It's into the corner now. Rousseau has to chase after it. Rousseau trying to pin the puck. It comes loose to Kratz. Kratz with some space. Kratz walking in. Back for Rousseau. Near side for Boys. Boys with a shot. That one missed the net. Now it's Pereira. Pereira walks in, takes a shot. That one hit a body and went wide. Bouncing puck is there. And Roussel knocked to the ice. Rousseau got it back for Roussel. Roussel to Pereira. Pereira quickly up for Kratz in the middle. Kratz walking in. Kratz with a shot. That one hit a body and just went wide. Now the puck sent back around. Roussel couldn't hold the line, or rather Boys. And now it's to Kratz. Kratz had to wait for the offside call. Now the Eagles will get a chance with less than a minute on the man advantage. Roussel will pick it up. Roussel walking in with space. Roussel leaving it for Pereira. Pereira out front. Oh, they put it wide. That was Kratz. Or rather, that was Roussel on the far side. Grade A chance for the Voodoos. Wide open net. Now it's up for Provorozniak. Provorozniak twisting and turning. He put that one into the far side. Saginaw couldn't hold it. Puck bouncing around. Provorozniak killing all sorts of time here in the Voodoo zone. Bagley battling for it. Poking away. It comes loose. Now it's Saginaw. Back for Jasoni. Jasoni leaves it for Saginaw. Now it's Bagley. Bagley up the ice. Near side for Dawson. Dawson. He'll rim it around. On the far side. Bradley gets to it. Now it's Saginaw. Saginaw battling with Bradley. Back to 5-on-5. Voodoos continue to be 0 on the power play. Watson lost it to Bradley. Bradley feathered it back into the middle of the ice, but it's picked off. Now it's Bagley. Bagley will send it back in. Bradley chasing it down as Watson gets to it. Pass up for Gold. Gold lost it. Brown will chip it forward. Now it's the Eagles trying to go the other way. It's Siri. Off of Bradley. Couldn't get it too far. Now it's Brown dumping it back in. Bradley will leave it for Dawson. Dawson leaves it back for Bradley. Bradley goes cross ice, gets it to Gray. Gray with a shot. And Cannerly makes the save on that one. 15:23 left on the clock.
Nothing doing once again for the Powassan Voodoos, but they can't quite get it done once again. And a prime chance from Roussel. He finds the shot. I thought it went in from this angle, but deceptively just went behind the net. Again, good looks just aren't getting past Cannerly. Those shots now 34-21. And the Voodoos still maintaining this pressure, but still holding a 2-goal deficit.
Head in for the draw, and they're going to blow it down right away. The Voodoos have certainly come out flying here in this third period, but you have to score on the man advantage at some point, especially when the other team is scoring almost at will on the power play. Lefebvre got it back. Now it's flipped back in. Head will chase after it, and the puck bounces up and out of play. And we'll get another stoppage here in this third period.
Well, as we talked about the power play and penalty kill percentages from the regular season, it was no joke when I said this is essentially a new season. Once you get to playoffs, all the rules kind of go out the window. Trends can change, and the Eagles have had a fantastic penalty kill so far.
Off the draw, Lefebvre, it knocked off the post, and it goes into the corner. Good chance there by the Voodoos. Now it's Russo. Russo back for Lefebvre. Shot on goal goes wide. Brown, he'll dump it right back in. Russo out front. Lefebvre had it. Lefebvre with a chance. Knerly makes the save. As this line all of a sudden getting chances by the bushel full.
And Lefebvre's had a couple of good looks throughout this game, especially down low and around the net. He's had Knerly looking around, forcing defenders to attack him aggressively because he's getting shots off from really difficult to deal with angles.
Pereira in for the draw. It's 1 to Saginaw. Back for Roussel with a shot. That one goes past. They score. Dylan Roussel, his first of the playoffs. It's 4-3.
It may not be on the power play, but it's from a guy who helps run power play number 1, and that's Dylan Roussel. He gets that shot, kind of a low worm burner, and it looks like it kind of deflected off the stick of Nemechek to just pop over the pad of Knerly. 3-4 game with 14:55 remaining in this period. A must-have goal by the Voodoos to stay in this.
I said after the Bruce Gray goal in the Iroquois Falls game, you got to be good to be lucky. You got to be lucky to be good. And on that play, you throw it on net. One piece of advice, Don Cherry always used to say in my Rock'em Sock'em videos, once you get to overtime, throw everything on net and see what happens. We're as close to overtime for the Voodoos as you can be right now. And that's exactly what happened. He threw it on net, and the puck bounced in off a defender. Now it's Russo. Russo cutting to the middle. Russo gets it to Lefebvre. What a save by Knerly. Puck still on the far side. Down the ice it goes. It's picked up by Brown. Brown quickly up for Dawson. That one hit off him and goes in. Now Siri will pick it up in his own zone. Siri, far side, is kept in by Barclay. Barclay has it. Barclay, backhand chance. Knerly makes the save on that one. As the Voodoos now doing exactly that, throwing everything but the kitchen sink. They've shot it, the puck now 39 times Knerly's way. And
Lefebvre just can't buy a goal tonight. He's been doing so much right, and Knerly has had his number. Just an outstanding stretch play with a pad. And Lefebvre couldn't quite get the elevation.
Off the draw, good chance, rebound, Barclay! It's on the side of the net! Puck is still out. How did it stay out? The referee blowing it dead as Barclay had a golden chance and Knerly stuck the pad out. Oh my goodness, early candidate for save of the playoffs.
Knerly having an excellent game so far, but an even better third period. 14:04 remaining, and he's had to stay on his toes. This is the sort of pushback you want to see from the Voodoos, and they can't quite beat him.
Pavel Barclay got the goal scoring started for the Voodoos in the second period. Absolutely robbed. And again, Jace Knerly, no stranger to making big saves in this building. We've seen it time and time again. You had one of the best angles of it that was used in the game day video for most of the regular season from last year.
His glove side is outstanding, as it looks like the face-off is going to come in front of the Eagles bench.
Waiting for the draw here. Again, the Voodoos have been pushing hard here through almost 6 minutes of play. They've got one. They need two to tie. Barclay's backhand chance picked off by Gold, sent back into the Voodoos zone. Now it's Jasoni behind the net. Jasoni, he'll flip it around on the far side to Kupal. Now it's Barclay. Barclay up for Bradley. That one's knocked away from him. Now it's Saharias on the far side. Battling with Bradley. Bradley got to it. Bradley threw it out front. It's picked up by Jasoni. Jasoni with a shot. That one got through, went over the net though, as it hit a body. Now we see a body of Bradley on the ice. And Barclay will send it right back down the ice. Bradley touching up. Flipping it right back down the Eagles. Jasoni will pick it up at his own blue line. Jasoni leaving it for Roussel. Roussel lost it to Gold, and it'll be sent back in by Jasoni. Jasoni will chase after it. Now it's Kupal on the far side. Kupal, it's given away. Good chance here. Save made by Champagne. As that was a good chance there by the Eagles, really their first chance of the third period.
And a first chance caused by an unforced error. Again, a little bit of miscommunication in the defensive end. You'd see Jasoni not quite have the timing with Roussel. You see the misplay of the puck back in the zone, and Bell
off the draw again, went wide of the net. Clark keeping it in. They'll send it back in. Marceau poked it forward to Clark. Clark will send it towards the net. That one went wide. Another chance. That one is tipped past the net out front. Good chance, and that one goes wide. Now it's Boys. Boys takes a hit in the corner. Puck's still there. Kratz in there as well. Kratz sends it cross ice. He gets it to Saginaw. Saginaw walking in. Saginaw out front for Pereira. He scores! Jax Pereira! It's tied at 4 on Pereira's first of the playoffs.
And the Voodoos have been deadly off the rush, and we see a prime example of that. You're not going to beat Canurley with a clean shot. You're not going to beat him down low. How about a perfect pass from Ryan Saginaw and the picture-perfect deflection from Jax Pereira? He's had himself an excellent game, and we've seen Pereira and Saginaw connect through so many nice plays throughout the season, and another prime example here in Game 1 of the playoffs.
Another chance now for the Voodoos coming in. Lefebvre over for Dawson, and that one was just out of his reach. Dawson looking for a call on that one. Hard to argue with him on that. Brown for Rousseau. Rousseau, he's going to try and get around his man. Gets it for Dawson. Dawson takes a hit. Puck is left there at the half wall. Now into the corner. Dawson still battling on the half wall. Rousseau, it comes loose to the Eagles. Sending it down the ice. Brown got a stick on it, but now Caulfield the other way. Caulfield out front. Good chance. Save made by Champagne. As now it's back to Siri. Siri takes a shot. That's blocked by Dawson. Now Begley sending it down the ice. Gets it to Lefebvre, but it bounces away. Lefebvre in the corner. Out front, they had a man. It was Brown. He was tied up. No call. Nemesek the other way. Sending it back. Now it's Lefebvre. Lefebvre quickly on the counterattack. Lefebvre taking a shot. That one hits a body and goes high and wide. Now it's Pereira, who'd recently tied this game. Throwing a hit on Caulfield. Puck is loose. Povorozniak to the far side. Jasoni still battling for it. It's going to come loose now as Jasoni can't hold the line. Coming down the ice is Gray. Gray chasing after it. Champagne out to play it. Gray sending it down the ice. That'll miss everybody. So we talk about miscommunication. That one for sure, chalk it up to that, as the icing call will go against the Voodoos here with an offensive zone draw now for the Eagles.
So let's take a breath here for a second. The Voodoos have come out of this period flying. They get the 2 goals tied up, still 11:22 remaining. Unable to convert on the power play, but stacking those good shifts and going on the rush.
Off the draw, Jasoni now and Bell battling for it. Bell trying to come loose with it. Gray on the far side with him as well. Bell will send it back behind the net. Gold out front. Puck bouncing. Champagne had it bounce off him, and he'll cover things up. And he makes the save. Almost 9 minutes gone. It feels like we've seen a whole brand new game start in this third period.
It really has felt that way. It's faster paced. It's a bit more physical, and the Voodoos are doing a lot better of a job insulating their goaltender, protecting the house, tying up sticks, just doing the defensive things more effectively, and just giving them chances to turn around the other way.
Off the draw, it's won back by the Eagles. Shot from distance that goes in, and the Eagles snatch it back 5-4 as that puck rolled right past Champagne. Caden Schneider getting his first of the playoffs on a shot from the point.
And just sort of his off-speed change-up just gets Champagne. He's not expecting it fully. He's not prepared for the shot, and just like that, it's a 1-goal game again in favor of the Eagles.
And if you're the Voodoos, everything good you've been working for in this period could almost be erased with that one chance like that. You have to respond here. It's hard to think about that missed call on Dawson now. where he was tied up seconds after scoring the tying goal. Now it's Kratz with the puck. Kratz down the ice, gets it to Russo. Russo leaves it for Dawson. That one's picked off by the Eagles. Peterson going for a skate. Gains the neutral zone. Now he gains the Voodoo zone over for Stawinski. Good chance. That one went wide. Champagne might have got a piece of that one. Now it's Russo. Russo behind his net. Russo playing it to Kratz. Kratz to Russo. Russo nearly picked off by Stawinski. Russo gets it back. Stawinski's stick goes flying. Now Russo hauled down and will get a penalty on that one. Again, the Voodoo's 0-4 tonight on the power play. You have to score at some point.
10-19 in the period. You go down once again. You have to hope that you can keep that offensive momentum that was going. What a nice play by Russo to balance and battle and sort of force that penalty to be taken.
41-25, the shots on goal here. Bradley off the draw. It's one back to Bagley. Bagley for Saginaw. Saginaw out front. Good chance. Dawson rebound save. Puck comes loose. Kratz grabs it, or Bagley rather. Bagley with a shot from distance. Kennerly makes the save on that one. And now we're going to see a scrum after the whistle. As Jasoni's right in there. Lefebvre's down on the ice.
Well, we've seen,
Bradley.
We've seen a few scrums after the fact that look like a fumble recovery. The Eagles are just immediately on as soon as the puck bounces in front of Kennerly.
Bradley in for the draw against Caulfield again. Bradley wins it back. That'll bounce out of the zone though, and it catches an edge and keeps on going. Now Bagley in his own zone. Povorozniak right on him. Now Bagley from his own zone. Bagley up for Dawson, back to Bagley. Bagley, he'll carry the puck in. Bagley lost it though as he tried to cut through the middle. Now it's picked up by the Eagles, kept in by Saginaw. Saginaw with a chance from distance. Kennerly with the save. Puck rebound there. Hand pass. Now it's back to Saginaw. Saginaw again, another chance. That one comes out as that shot hit a body and went wide. The amount of times we've seen Eagles players with actual hands on the puck and nothing being called in this game.
Especially in the crease there. But the Voodoo's moving the puck around really effectively in this power play. Still over a minute to go. They're getting their looks. They're getting their chances. They're just not getting the back of the net.
Russo in on the draw this time. And it's one into the feet of the linesman. Kratz getting it forward. It's Russo still battling for it. Far side now, Pereira chasing after it on the half wall. Pereira, puck rolls away from him. The Eagles will get to it and send it all the way down the ice. Champagne out to play it. Champagne will leave it behind his net for Kratz. Less than a minute on the man advantage. Kratz down the ice for Pereira. Pereira, who tied this game at 4, plays the puck back for Kratz. Kratz quickly to the near side, gets it to Boys. Boys over for Pereira. The pass knocked away from him. And now Pereira back for Kratz. Kratz keeping it in. Got it to Boys. Boys back up front. They get a good chance there, Roussel. And now the puck saved by Kennerly, and down the ice it goes. And now it'll come out at the Voodoo's bench as the Eagles are trying to dump it in. So we'll get a stoppage here.
And again, that quick reaction with the pad. Kennerly has been so good up close, tracking that puck through traffic and just keeping his team on the edge of victory. 8:45 remaining in the period. Just over 20 seconds remaining in the power play.
Russo on the draw against Povorozniak. And it's one over for Pereira. Pereira plays it back to Kratz. Caulfield nearly got to it. Now it's Pereira. Pereira on the near side. Has to turn around in his own zone. Pereira gaining speed. Gets it down the ice for Kratz. Kratz carries it in, leaves it for Pereira. Near side, Roussel, save made by Kennerly. Oh my goodness, what a save by the goaltender on that one.
Kennerly has been lights out and continues to be lights out. The stretch past the glove, no rebound. Again, bailing his team out. Cannerly is having a night. 46 shots faced.
46 shots faced, 42 saves made. Off the draw, it's Kupal. Kupal with a shot. Cannerly making another save. As the Voodoos looking for options. Brown with a chance. Rebound save made by Cannerly. Rebound was there, and the Voodoos again 0 for on the power play. Bradley with the puck. Leaves it for Barclay. Barclay coming around to the near side to Brown. Brown has it in his feet. Lost it, and now it's out. But Brown gets it back. He dumps it right back in. Watson with the puck. Watson down the ice. Provorozniak got it to Gold. Now Gold coming in. Gold on the half wall, plays it in for Caulfield. Caulfield lost it to Kupal. Kupal up for Bradley. Bradley, he'll gain the blue line, and now he tries to cut to the middle, but it's lost into the half wall. Bradley lost for Bradley. Bradley walks to the middle of the ice, got it back to Bagley's shot. That one hits a body and goes wide. 7:30 on the clock. It's dumped back in by Jasoni. Now Kupal can't get to it as Caulfield will send it down the ice. Jasoni has it. Plays it around for Bagley. Bagley back for Jasoni. Jasoni has the puck bounce away from him. Still in the Voodoo zone. It comes out though. Russo at the blue line. 7 minutes left. 5-4 Eagles lead. Jasoni for Bagley. Bagley gets around his man. Bagley up for Russo. Russo for Dawson. Dawson played it out front. Couldn't quite get it as now the body's going the other way. It's the Eagles. Good chance by Jasoni. Stawinski in there as well. Cross ice. Good chance. That one went wide. Trying to get the tap in, and they just put that one wide. That was the Eagles. Jasoni. Now it's near side. Bell to Stawinski. Stawinski plays it out front. Picked up though by Lefebvre. He tries to chip it out. It's kept in. Russo plays the puck, takes a hit, still has it. Bagley getting into it with his man, as now the Eagles still have possession. Stawinski up for Peterson. Peterson with a shot. That one went wide. Bagley tries to settle it down, can't. 6 minutes left. Shot from distance. Champagne got a piece of that one and blocks it out of play, and that'll bring us to our final mid-period break of this one. It's 5-4 for the Eagles. Shots on goal, 48-26 in favor of the Voodoos.
And welcome back to the Powassan Sportsplex. We'll take one quick look around the league before we continue here in the third period. It's a tie game 3-3 between Espanola and the Hearst Lumberjacks with 5 minutes left in the third period. The Sioux Thunderbirds leading 3-1 over the Timmins Rock, and Greater Sudbury has extended their lead 5-0 with just a minute and change against the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners, so more likely going to go up 2-0 in their series. Still 6:05 remaining here in the Sportsplex. 5-4 for the Eagles. Shots 48-26.
Thank you very much, Harrison. Voodoos looking to do everything to tie this one up again, as it was tied at 4. And the Eagles go ahead 5-4 on a shot from distance, beating Champagne. Jax Pereira asking why he's being shown out of the face-off dot. As now Saginaw comes in, they win it over to Roussel. Roussel will play it behind the net for Kratz. Kratz gets it up to Boys. Boys, far side for Roussel. Roussel through the neutral zone. He'll skate through the middle. He's knocked off the puck though. And the Eagles pick it back up. Sent right back down the ice. Kratz will get to it. Kratz pokes it forward to Roussel. Roussel gets it to Boys. Now it's Pereira chasing after it. Pereira getting behind the defense. Pereira, sharp angle chance. That one went wide, and it's into the corner. Now Saginaw tried to get to it. It's back for Kratz. Kratz to Roussel. Roussel cuts to the middle, leaves it back for Kratz. Kratz for Boys. Boys on the half wall to Kratz. Kratz, he throws it into the corner. That one bounced past his man. Now it's Pereira battling for it behind the net. Boys in there as well. Knocked to the ice. Zaharias in on him. Picked up Saginaw. Still battling on the far side. Now Saginaw couldn't quite get it. It's Peterson. Peterson down the ice. He'll just dump it in. 5 minutes to go. Champagne leaves it for Kratz. We'll have to keep an eye on Champagne as well now as we get to that point in the game. Kratz skating through the neutral zone, lost the puck on entry, and it's still in deep as Bradley gets to it. Now it's Brown on the near side. Brown, he'll send it back in. Barclay has it behind the net. Barclay plays it around behind for Bradley. Bradley tied up, can't quite get to it. Now it's played back all the way to the blue line. That was Kupal. Back for Bagley. Bagley dumps it in. That one's not very deep though, as Bagley has to pick it back up in his own zone as the Eagles sent it right back. Now it's Bradley. Bradley will send it in deep and Kupal will go after it. Schneider, who has the game winner as it stands, behind the net. Got it to Bradley. Bradley. He's knocked off the puck. Still has it in the corner though. As he comes loose, Bradley out front. Good chance. That one went wide of the net. Now another chance. Brown held the line, but he had to go back a little bit, so now it's the other way for the Eagles. Caulfield lost it. Kupal picks it up. Under 4 minutes to go. It's Bagley. Bagley plays it down for Russo. Russo couldn't quite get it in deep as Huxon has it on the far side. Left for Kupal. Kupal into the corner. Got it back for Kratz. Kratz tried to keep it in, couldn't. Now it's Kratz again. Kratz to the near side for Roussel. Roussel back for Kratz. Kratz skating through the neutral zone. Marcus Kratz takes a shot. Knerly makes the save at the top of his crease. And we'll get a stoppage here. 3:26 left in the third period.
Voodoo's getting into the zone but having a hard time getting those shots to the net at Knerly. The Eagles doing a good job of just keeping things to the outside and battling hard along that blue line. Just trying to hold on to their lead for another 3:26.
Pereira in for the draw, lost it to Huxon. Now the Eagles will send it around on the far side, and it's out to the neutral zone for Jasoni. Jasoni up the ice for Saginaw. Saginaw sent it to the middle of the ice. No one was there, and now the Eagles send it right back in. Champagne out to play it, couldn't get to it. Now it's Zaharias. Zaharias back for Watson. Watson, he'll dump that one in. Chasing after it. The Eagles pick it back up. Gray in there as well. Now Bell. Bell to Zaharias. Zaharias with a shot. Champagne making the save on that. And now Jasoni. Up for Boys. Boys to the middle of the ice for Pereira. Pereira on the half wall. Pereira. His pass back. No one was there. And it was picked off by the Eagles, but now Roussel has it. And Roussel will dump it in. 2:30 left in this third period. It's a 5-4 game for the Eagles. The Voodoos in danger of going down 1-0 in the series and losing home ice advantage right off the hop. Now it's Barclay. Barclay got it to Stawinski. Now it's sent out front. Kratz knocks it down. Kratz toe drag, and his stick absolutely explodes on a slash. No call coming. Peterson to Stawinski. Sharp angle chance. That one goes wide. Now it's Schneider. He'll dump it right back in. Kupal to play it in the corner. 2 minutes left. Kupal going for a skate. Kupal trying to cut his way through. Kupal throws it out front. Bradley there on the doorstep, and that one's saved by Knerly. Now another chance sent all the way down the ice by the Eagles. That should go for icing, as now the broken stick that was slashed against a Voodoo player is to be picked up.
And minute 46 remaining as the shot clock hits over 50. So it looks like the Voodoos are going to call their timeout and sort of game plan what to do. Whether maybe to start with Champagne out of the net, hope to win that offensive zone draw, which has been a difficult task for them throughout this game. The Eagles have been fantastic out of the faceoff dot. Either way, limited amount of time for the Voodoos to tie this up.
They had tied it up earlier this period. They came down from a 4-2 deficit and tied the game at 4. Only for Schneider to send a shot from the point past Champagne to retake the lead at 5-4. The Voodoos have never led at any point in this game. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Champagne's going to go off, and the Voodoos will start off with extra man here. However, the extra man on the power play has not been beneficial to Powassan at all.
Going 0 for 5 on the night.
Pereira in for the draw. He's going to be asked to vacate the face-off dot. Saginaw will take it. And it's won by the Voodoos back to Roussel. Roussel to Kratz. Kratz walking the line. Kratz walking in. Kratz takes the shot. He picked his corner and he just put it wide. Now it's Dawson in deep for Saginaw. Saginaw. He takes a hard hit. No call coming. As now Boyes plays it back to Saginaw, who's still trying to collect himself. Puck is loose still on the ice, and the Eagles will send it down the ice, and that'll do it here. It's now 6-4. The Eagles will likely take game 1 of the series, punching Powassan in the mouth in the process. 1:15 left on the clock, 6-4 Eagles lead.
And the Voodoos got 2 quick looks, but they couldn't quite fight off the back checking of the Soo Eagles.
Champagne still on the bench. Rousseau in for the draw. He wins it back to Lefebvre. Lefebvre in his own zone, plays it to Rousseau. Rousseau plays it down. That'll go to Bradley. Bradley send it in for Lefebvre. Lefebvre couldn't get to the puck. It's Bradley on the half wall. Playing out front, it gets to the point. Bagley couldn't keep it in. So the Voodoos will have to vacate the zone now, and Bagley will break up that pass. Kupal down the ice for Lefebvre. Bradley chasing after it. Now it's Lefebvre again. 45 seconds on the clock. The Eagles, it's Caulfield through the neutral zone. Caulfield tried to pass it out front. Now it's picked up by Siri. 7-4. 35.7 seconds left.
So the Voodoos will lose game 1 here at the Sportsplex, and scoreline most likely remaining 7-4 as Champagne enters the net again for Powassan. A lot of hard lessons learned here in game 1.
Well, you hope the lessons have been learned, because game 2 is tomorrow. It can go one of 2 ways. Either you've learned your lessons and you come back out strong if you're Powassan, or you're Crater, and we see another effort that we saw through the first 40 minutes of this one.
There's certainly a mix of effort and execution, especially on the power play. But a big tip of the hat absolutely has to go to Knerly. There is so many times in this game that it could have been tied, it could have been ahead, and Knerly has held firm. He's faced 50 shots tonight, 46 saves. And with that, the final buzzer coming to a close. And game 1 goes to the Soo Eagles. Home ice advantage is now theirs throughout the series. Final shots on goal, 50-29. And if anyone thought this was going to be a short series, they would be incorrect. This is going to be a tight battle through and through, and we don't have to wait long, as, again, 7 o'clock tomorrow here at the Powassan Sportsplex. Please join us if you can, because it is sure to be another tight and exciting game. To bring you once more around the league, the Hearst Lumberjacks come back and win 4-3 over the Espanola Paper Kings. And it looks like it will be going to overtime in the Thunderbirds Timmins Rock game. And then the Greater Sudbury Cubs win 6-1. So with that, I believe that will...
I'd like to point out with the Timmins Rock-Up tied 3-3 at the end of that third period, so it's likely going to overtime there. Voodoos are currently the only top seed down in their series, as they're down 0-1. The Eagles with the 1-0 series lead. Again, tomorrow night, you better hope the Voodoos come out flying in that one, as they've now lost 2 games to the Eagles this year. So with that being said, Harrison, your final thoughts?
Special teams really killed it for the Voodoos in communication, especially on that 5-4 goal. It was all started by a play due to an icing. That icing leads the draw into the Voodoo zone. They can't win the battle, and that lets the Eagles go up 5-4. They get some good pushback, but again, good goaltending and a failure of execution, frankly, from the Powassan Voodoos. They need to tighten things up. Have a good long chat about what's going on special teams, and move on from this loss. There's still a lot of hockey left to play, and come back energized tomorrow.
Well, he's Harrison. I'm Courtney. Mike Brown, the camera operator. We'll see you tomorrow night.